I'm looking to... there's some fun little synergy kind of facets. I'm checking Maureen. We'll be checking for the ward, so it does scout in particular if it was one there. I think maybe the Darks here could have seen him there too, because they're pinging on the side there, because that's usually where you see it. So kind of little clever little smoke movements to detect each other's wards and stuff like that. So fun little facets to talk about is just the combo of the Primal Beast plus the Darks. I don't know why this one always comes to mind, but the double movement speed ones that they can, they're buffing each other up and stuff like that was pretty cool. So hello. And yeah, we do see kind of the standard. I don't think anybody took any of these facets that is not standard.
No, nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy. To be expected. It's just the Darks tier 1. It's mixed between certain players, which one they do want to do. If you feel like you can actually punch and contest with your Darks here, we see mostly that one taken for laning phase, but yeah, this one is also very, very strong in the mid game.
Yeah.
And let's see how it does go down.
Yeah, that's wild. This Primal is going to have his movement speed boosted by 3 of his allies.
Yes.
Sven, Darkseer, and the Wind Ranger
exactly.
with the facet. So
pretty cool, right?
He's going to be zooming.
When I saw it at first,
yeah,
I was like, okay, this actually has some really interesting stuff going down here. Crit. Fairly tanky, kind of close to his tower. Will they actually commit for this? I don't think so. Don't want to waste your blood grenade on something like this. That probably won't net you a kill.
So I mean, this bottom lane, as you mentioned, Dakalis, I feel like
this could be a hard lane for him.
This. How you play this lane as a Sven support, they're going to have so much damage that they're throwing down on you, as you mentioned, that Warcry is not going to do much about at all. At the least, obviously, you have this safe lane Wind Ranger. That area should be a little bit more fun.
Yeah, I think you're
just going to tank a lot.
Exactly.
TA2000 is going to get to play from range.
And they do have ways to secure those range creeps as well, too, with Power Shot, with the stun as well, too. So, yeah, I think, like, Ducalis, he's just going to be, like, the absorber. Probably will die a couple times, once or twice inside this lane to attempt to secure for TA2000. So, lane control already coming out. Mid, I always like to look at that one in the first few waves. I think that's very important because Noob, as you said, super comfortable. He's played this matchup a bajillion times versus the Pango. So, we'll have to see how Maureen is able to handle it. Top, let's see how this one goes, too, because it is this Oracle counter pick versus the Darkseer, but it's not a double melee, so Omar can actually just constantly poke. So perhaps the Dispels aren't going to be as effective.
You'll probably be able to explain this. Well, we heard about in the coach interview with Aoi. He was saying that he didn't think in the lane necessarily the Oracle is that crazy against the Darkseer. Why do you think he sort of downplayed that? Because I feel like we always talk about how strong the Dispel is. Why do you think Aoi says, that's not that crazy?
There's ways to play around it. It does have a pretty, a decently long cooldown on the Fortune Gen. I think also because it's not a double melee, it can be a difference because Omar's not going to be playing with Ion Shell at all. He's just going to be poking from a distance, which is very effective versus a hero like Oracle.
And that's true. So you think, if it was the case of Darkseer plus a melee 4 that's getting in your face, then the Oracle feels much more of a counter to what that style of lane wants to get
Omar could be in trouble here.
Might need to look for a deny to the neutrals. Now he's going to try and run. He's got the Fairy Fire. See if he can waste Snaking's time chasing him. Maybe, indeed, he's going to be able to keep out of range of Snaking and will get away. So no first blood to be found quite yet.
Yeah, maybe because they also... whatever we're saying. Mid, we're seeing 11-6. Noob having a fantastic time. He's able to get that water rune as well secured, while Omar, with a kind of effective movement, even though he got kind of pushed out of top, it was very nice for him to just secure that as well, to deny it away from Maureen.
It'll be exciting to see what Noob can do on this primer. We saw him yesterday on the Sand King. Sure, it was a Sand King, different hero, maybe a little bit more busted, but he was having some crazy early game rotations with that hero. Is there the possibility to sort of play that sort of fast on a primer, would you say? Can we look towards early plays around the side lanes from Noob?
It's probably the fastest one, in fact, actually, because you can even just leave the lane at... I've seen level 3, level 4 rotations when you go for these bounty runes and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely possible for Noob. He's contesting absolutely every single CS here so far. He's getting quite a fair amount of deny since he's got this point in Uproar. Does have that nice base damage whenever he's trading with Maureen. So yeah, we're seeing the effect of that in that one. 16-7 to 12-3. He's having just a bit of a better time right now. He knows it too.
Yeah, he's going to hit good timing on the 6 for sure. Definitely quicker than that of Maureen.
So leading forward to the Water Rune exchange will likely happen as... we'll see if the supports do move, but so we'll talk about the 6-minute thing, because I think the one thing about Oracle they mentioned on the panel that's pretty interesting is being able to predict where the power rune is. So we'll see how that comes into play, how the movements come around those runes in particular at 6 minutes, since we always see the double support rotation. Ooh, nice bushwhack.
Very nice bushwhack and a vacuum drag back onto Snake King. A couple more punches. They've got him. That's first blood for Omar.
Can he get away? Skeeter's going to want to try to get a trade kill here, but scared to commit.
Yeah, indeed. Doesn't want to try and stand his ground against the two of them. Meanwhile, down bottom, bit of a rotation made for Noob as he swings over to join forces with Ducalis to try and take down Crit.
Crit.
It's got Marion by his side. Noob's ready to go back in. Not able to connect onto Crit with the onslaught, but Noob, he was settling for the water rune instead. Just wanted to make sure he could secure the refill on the bowl.
The other one too.
Indeed, will be able to grab the two of them. Snaking comes in with the TP, of course. One of the benefits of giving up that first blood, that he can at least be the refuel for the bottle that Maureen needs.
But Noob, I mean, he had such an explosive performance yesterday on this Sanking, and he's really delivering right now, at least in this laning phase. These moves, these quick little movements around is really working out for him nicely. And so far, bottom, Ducalis has not died, so he's been able to secure some good farm for the Wind Ranger. Amar is farming as well too, and see if when they get the level 3 on crit, if they're gonna go for a kill. But so far, so good in these lanes for the side of PSG Quest. Darks here struggling a bit on the CS front, but they were able to secure that kill.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing, right? Show as a Sven, you know, one of the benefits is the support is you're able to use the raw war cry to keep yourself alive in this trade, and that's not doing a lot in this lane, of course, because the damage is coming from elsewhere. But obviously the fact that you're a Sven, you got a lot of HP, right? You're still able to successfully tank for a lot of what Falcons are throwing out in this laning phase between the Jakira and the Timbersaw.
Nice power shot.
If they can chase Crit down.
Okay. Fairy Fire.
But heal.
Saves him.
And Tier 2000, is he going to be able to try for another power shot in a second? He's got another power shot. He's going to try for it.
Ducalis is going down.
Yeah, Ducalis just getting chased down. He's got the stick charges, though.
Is he in range?
He's got stun back up.
He actually is okay.
He's going to be able to get back away from
Amar. And here comes Omar.
Snaking's also turned up with the fight. They get the pushback set up onto Amar, but finding the damage to kill this Timber is going to be pretty difficult.
Another power shot in 2.
Probably going to be enough. Yeah, even if it hits. So they'll hold back on that.
Nice rotation. We saw similar from Omar when he was playing the Hoodwink yesterday as well, too. He was everywhere. I think he hit all 3 lanes yesterday in the first 5 minutes, just like he just did now. He's been top, he's been mid, he's been bottom. Power rune, it's going to be coming out, so let's see where it is going to be. And they should know on the side of Falcons because of that Oracle, of course, if they're going to be using that, the prediction. So they're contesting top because they know it is up there, and Noob, he's not quite 6.
So he was able to charge out of this. He's getting caught in a very tricky spot here with the Rolling Thunder, and indeed that's enough to lock him down. Snaking, he'll come in and borrow the kill.
Yeah, even though Noob was having the really explosive start, Maureen does get those extra few CS just after a moment, and he hit 6 first somehow. So pretty huge that he's able to secure that kill after Noob was having a good time in the laning phase at the start. And that's that interaction. You know, we'll see, you know, the Rolling Thunder versus that Pulverize and versus the Primal in most situations until that BKB comes out. It can be difficult sometimes. But Tier 2000, he does have free farm. But now there's quite a big separation that comes out just because of that one play in mid. It's now 700 or 800 gold lead just on the Pango in particular versus that Primal. And they're getting a bit more out of that top lane. Unless he's trying to go for a steal here.
He ain't getting this Wisdom Rune.
This is a crazy move. And he gets punished. We'll get a 1-for-1, but just trying to go there is very, very crazy. Too much burst damage near those trees.
Malik should be able to start catching up here with these little bit of jungling.
Yep.
After what was going to be the tougher lane out of the laning phase when you look at the 3 different matchups we have. We've got the TPs coming in bottom. Tier 2000. A little bit of focus fire, but at the moment doesn't really have the damage to bring down even crit, so he has to run.
He's going to get pushed down. Look at the rotation. The Falcon special, I call it, from Skeeter.
Oh, he's in trouble. They've got the root, and Skeeter, he's got the damage.
He does this, I swear he does it at like 7 minutes every single game. But we were seeing a lot of carries start doing this, and I think we've heard multiple times, even the panel talking about how we want to see these rotations quite a lot in the early game because they always seem to be successful.
And he's just been out of vision with his movements around the trees, but if they find him...
They're securing the rune again here for Noob, too. There's like, Noob just, or sorry, for Maureen. Noob just can't actually go to contest that rune because Falcon just knows where it is every time. That Oracle, you know, that prediction is coming in. You always just know which rune to play around. And now all 3 cores having quite a big of an advantage in comparison versus the side of PSG Quest. The Timber, Amar, we've seen what he's been able to do when he gets free farm.
He's going to be a problem. They're going to try and go on Snaking here.
And they'll find
trying to help out indeed in the river. They've taken the Jakira down. Snaking, healing up a little bit.
Still alive.
Skeeter comes in.
He's still alive.
He's able to get under the tower and survive. Amar, he's able to kill off the backlines. Well, I say the backlines is the big one, TA 2000. He gets burst by the Timbersaw. Skeeter's going to start chasing down Noob. Having the damage to bring down this Primal on his own, though, is unlikely. So Noob will manage to walk away, but indeed, the Oracle lives. It's the Wind Ranger, TA 2000, that ends up going down.
And now Ducalis, he shows himself for a second, and it's an easy kill. Maureen with the Arcane Rune also.
And the heavy burst now from Amar.
This Timber's going to be a problem.
It is 3-0-1 on the Timber store already. We've seen this story many times before from Amar. We know where it ends.
And he knows the itemization, too. I think he's one of the... he's the best Timber in the world by far for me. And he just knows how to itemize in a lot of these games when sometimes it's like, yeah, they might have some damage, some break, etc. to kill him. I've seen he's like one of the few that just like accelerates and agonims timing sometimes when he feels necessary. So he's set up for success. Noob is able to back up and get himself a stack, so he does have the even net worth of Maureen now. But these rotations, they're hitting, and they're hitting hard. The bot tower is already dead. And I think for me and you, we've seen a lot of this Weaver plus Pango combo together, in particular from Falcons. Once those fights start kicking off in mid-game, it's an absurd amount of minus armor. Yes, there's going to be the war cry. That's why they probably went for this to kind of counteract it a bit, but it gets pretty overwhelming very quickly. Power Rune again. They know exactly where it's going to spawn. So Maureen, he gets it. I mean, playing with Oracle as a mid laner is just fantastic. You're just like, okay, thank you. I know where all the runes are. And they'll clear some stacks as well, too. So Maureen. We are seeing the Blink rushed up. You know, you were mentioning at the start how there might be some weird kind of ways to initiate fights on the side of Falcon, so I can imagine that's why he wants to get it so accelerated. Anytime a Pulverize comes out, he'll be there to cancel it. Once he has the Blink.
With it, the downtime quest, I'm keeping up in farm pretty well. Only about 1k gold difference and lead that Falcons have. So PSG Quest still keeping up on that course.
The only concern for me really is that TA2000, even though his farm is not horrible by any means, this is a lane, you know, whenever you pick Wind Ranger in the safe lane, this is one of those lanes that's kind of meant to win. You want to be able to win that lane. So when you don't, things can become a bit problematic if you don't get some type of snowball kills afterwards, because you don't farm at that insane pace like some other heroes. You farm pretty fast, but not the fastest. So we'll see what type of repercussion it does have afterwards. You know, he does have his Javelin. He's getting a bit closer to that Maelstrom, but let's see if he can actually get any of these focus fire kills to snowball himself a little bit. I feel like Falcons are quite happy with the way that this game has gone. Maureen, yeah, it's just every time you're going to see him with the Power Rune. So the quest, yeah, Mech is finished up on Malik. Can't just rush a pipe this game since you're playing versus so much mixed damage. It's physical, it's pure, it's kind of all over the place. So he is going to go down that mech route first. See if they look to fight around him since he does have level 9. He's got the max Ion Shell. Let's see if they can start looking to get something going with themselves here. Noob has gone the route of Blade Mail, so that BKB will be delayed. Let's see if he can get any type of successful pulverizes off, because Falcons, they're smoking.
I mean, yeah, they're coming over for him again and around these power in timing. They've got the Yule set up on the mid. Ice Path to follow up. Bushwhack will momentarily hold back Amar.
They catch him with the root.
Indeed, it's there, and the chakrams are in. The burst comes out, Noob to fall. And we can turn over towards more. Rolling Thunder from Maureen's able to catch Omar as well.
Omar, yeah, this itemization, right? Like, I don't think we've seen, like, maybe the Yules first every time on something like this Timbersaw, but he gets the setup for the catch, and it's also a very good Yules game to dispel a lot of things. The Wind Run, the Darkseer, even the War Cry, and get this extra catches. They are accelerating things pretty fast here. The mid tower gets brought down, and Noob, even though he's a Primal Beast, does not look as tanky as I think he was hoping to.
No, not at all. Not at all. And it's... I just hope that we see PSG Quest try and make a move. Because I feel like it's kind of slowing down. Falcons, they're able to make these methodical movements and get away with this. You know, not being punished whatsoever. Like, PSG Quest, they can't sit back.
They got to be more proactive.
They've got to do something.
Yeah, I agree. At least like be sitting behind him, not waiting to TP in. They need to have everybody playing. So they're going to smoke and try to force something back. Falcons did use the Rolling Thunder. So they're going to try to take advantage of that one, but they're set up here in a good position. They're defensive on this Pango. He is spotted with this ward, so let's see if they do push forward here. The problem is Crit is in the area too. And now has hit 6, so Macro Pyre is online. And just tough to commit into a kill when Oracle's there. So if you go for Maureen snaking, if he doesn't get gone on first, he's gonna get his save off. I mean, they smoke, but they're like, no one's really showing in the lane, and we don't want to walk into a high ground. We don't want to walk into a triangle. It's mid. Try to go for the cheeky Fortune's End Blink play, and Rolling Thunder is back up, so they weren't able to take advantage of that downtime even, and that means Falcons, they're just going to look to smoke, look for another catch. And they have a ward right on top of Omar. Not going to go for him just yet. Maybe wanting a bigger target. The Power Rune also is about to spawn.
Yeah, they really want to try and find something with the remainder of this smoke, but maybe they will just settle for Omar if they want to make the jump up here. They don't see him at the moment.
So the other issue for PSG Quest overall is trying to ever kill Skeeter early. Since they don't really have a blink initiate either, this Weaver can really just get out of most of these ganks. Yeah, it is.
They'll find Omar. I mean, it's whoever they find kind of just dies now. They've got the itemization, as you say, and the tools to just...
Oh, and Noob.
The burst. Noob in the mid.
This is a bit of a deep dive. Will they have the follow-up? He's
going to try and force himself away with the onslaught.
We'll get away. It's a little bit deep there. Maureen maybe getting a little excited, trying to get that kill. Either way, they're applying tons of pressure. TA2000 still bottom of that core net worth. Trying to just jungle as a Wind Ranger. Does have his timing, I believe, of that Maelstrom. Want to see him try to get involved with it to try and get a focus fire. Callis.
I don't know if he's not got any way out of this. He'll slowly but surely get taken out here by Amar and crit.
Boom.
Amar continuing to have just a beautiful time on the Timber, make it look very easy every time he brings out his Timber Saw.
Probably just have to ban this hero versus team.
I think
especially if you're going to go for like Strength Core. I don't know. If you're going to go for Primal, just gives you kill threat every time on something like this. But, you know, Noob was... They banned out like everything else for him, so they did want to put this one in early. So far, Falcons
he had to first pick. But as you say, yeah, if you're forced into doing that, maybe you've got to consider getting rid of this Timber Saw.
And also now, like, look, I'm seeing the way Noob's queuing up these items and stuff. Like, he's probably also in the same thought of, like, we don't have a way to start fights, but I also need BKB. So he's queuing up the Blink because they probably want him to have some type of way to start anything, because so far, they haven't really found much. It's only those 2 kills. Falcons have been able to make the easier moves with that Blink on Maureen, with the Ewells on the Timber Saw. There's not a whole lot happening for PSG Quest.
They haven't been able to make any plays. They have that one sort of smoke attempt.
They have the Greaves on the Darks here. I want to see them, honestly, like grouping up with him a little bit, using that Ion Shell, but maybe they're just feeling it's difficult versus the way that Falcons is playing. Ducalis shows himself.
And they're ready to dive him. Drop down the Macropire.
He's super dead.
Not a chance. Another kill for Skeeter. Falcons continue to pick and choose their plays across the map and not get punished.
They're playing this perfectly. PSG Quest just they're maybe just feeling like they can't make a move till Noob has Blink, and now Noob has been found again. This would be a pretty incredible kill if Falcons get him, because he's, what, 100 gold from that Blink if he does want to go for it. The Blink will give them that initiation tool to perhaps accelerate things, but he will be very killable since he's probably not going to go that BKB route first. Omar.
He's going to find Omar in the trees there. But it's the fact that Falcons, you know, they're able to make these moves and sort of sweep across the map, and they're not, they don't lose any efficiency doing this. They're keeping up, they're continuing to grow the lead in farm. PSG Quest, again, like as you say, surely when the Blink Dagger's done or whatever's to come out next. He's actually put the Ogre Club right, so
so just
spending up on the BKB. So that does mean more time in which PSG Quest are probably not going to look to do anything.
I mean, look at Malik. Malik has queued up a Blink instead, so they're communicating things, right? They're like, okay, Noob's probably like, I don't want to ruin my game. If I go Blink and there's an Oracle in position or a Jakiro in position, or I don't catch the Timber Saw, who does he actually go on if he does get the Blink Dagger, right? They have so many different ways to cancel and save, so I can understand why he is going to go for that and then just allow Malik to go for the Blink.
Oh, Noob.
He shows himself.
They've got the Lightning, the Rolling Thunder, and the Macropire. It's a lot of damage. And it is indeed too much for the Primal to withstand. Noob goes down.
They're playing this so well. It's not giving any opportunities for PSG Quest to find literally anything. And we see an early shard picked up here from Maureen. He actually buys this one on the Pango. Just to be able to get that extra control. And Skeeter, he is already stalking, and he can get involved so much easier because he has this Gleipnir Omar. He can't get away.
Tries to bounce away with a sharpshooter, but you can't escape this.
Nope. He saved the Gleipnir as long as possible. Doesn't even have to use it there to get the kill.
It's getting pretty rough for PSG Quest. There was always the chance that the games were going to be like this. We knew that they were going to have quite the challenge here today against Team Falcons, and certainly in this game 1, we're starting to see the difficulties already.
Could we, if possible, since there's not too much crazy stuff happening, can we get the bounty runes and then I know Malrine has gotten every single one of the power runes so far because of this Oracle thing, but...
No, there was one.
There was one, right? Oh, there was
the
one.
illusion.
Sorry, you're right. The illusion at the start. You're right.
The illusion stuff. I believe indeed outside of that, all the other power runes most certainly going to Team Falcons.
Yeah, they're controlling the map while also controlling power runes, while also getting all the bounty runes. So even for PSG Quest, they're not able to get that many of these. So that gold lead just continues to grow. And see, accelerating things to the Roshan onto these objectives. Falcons just playing it very methodically in PSG Quest. They have to make... I mean, now they have the blink on Malik. So maybe blink on him and then a BKB for Noob and try to go for something. And if that doesn't work, I don't know what they do afterwards. What's their insurance policy?
It feels like we've just seen a lot of games like this where for the team that's behind and maybe indeed sort of ended up in a position where the draft doesn't have the strongest chance against the enemy. They just hit creeps and hope for the best. Whilst the other team just takes over. Team Falcons getting everything. PSG Quest, what is the recipe for the comeback?
That is, I mean, great. Wait, do I see double mech on Falcons? Okay. Snaking bottom mech, crit bottom mech. Okay, well, it happens sometimes.
That's how comfortable they feel. They've turned off their comms, Falcons. They're just chilling.
I mean, it's
like,
a great item,
this
but
game.
I don't think you ever would want two of them, but whatever. It happens. Aghanims now also for Amar, so he's just unkillable. Really does feel like he is unkillable at this point. Even before, too. He hasn't died. 404. The jump. The vacuum combo.
It's a nice three-man vacuum wall and a stun.
But 2000 has BKB.
Oh, he does, and it's a good job he does. He's able to turn focus towards Crypt. The false promise comes out. They've lost Omar. 2000 now has to back off.
Amar is in.
He's killing the back lines. He's able to jump in, take down Ducalis. They've got the Rolling Thunder controlling Malik. He'll try and surge away, but the Yule Scepter comes into play. Triple kill for Amar.
They can't get a kill.
Yeah.
Snaking in the right place. That's the BKB reveal from the TA. I don't even believe Noob could even show up because he didn't want to pre-BKB as they decimate the fight, even though it's a three-man vacuum stun.
You know, it's a beautiful start. You know, they're very pretty there, the three-man stun. Tier 2000 trying to kill Crit. Look at snaking very easily. Yes, they have a pop down the false promise and keep that Jakiro alive. So PSG Quest, they get nothing.
They just covered their bases so well. And, you know, itemization, you know, lineup, you can talk about draft stuff always and everything. You know, they're playing to their draft beautifully, but it really is a lot of this itemization, too, that is phenomenal. This Timber, going for this Yules early, has messed with a lot of stuff because I'm trying to go through, like, the new process of he's like, oh, I need to go on Oracle. Oh, my God, I just can't because there's going to be an Ice Path or a Yule Scepter or a Pango. It's which target can he go for? Falcons have just covered their bases kind of beautifully, and we're seeing the result of that. It's already 11K lead, 15-2. A lot of these games have happened like this where things just snowball out of control, and there's just very little chance to see a recovery, even with Teamfight Wombo combo.
We did see, it was yesterday, right, where PSG Quest had the series where they got crushed in game 1.
Crushed in game 1, then they came back.
And then game 2 and game 3 looked fantastic.
Yeah.
So maybe that's going to be the case here. Because so far, we're definitely getting them being crushed in game 1 by Falcons.
We've seen quite a bit of, I think, the team that won the first game then wins, the other team ends up winning the next two. I mean, we'll have to see, because this one, it's starting to feel like it could almost be to that GG levels.
Might indeed be like the final smoke if it goes horribly wrong. We'll see what PSG Quest can do with this. They need something amazing to happen.
So they've got, BKB Noob, Blink Malik, BKB TA2000. They have to execute this at some insane level. And Amar.
Can they kill Amar?
I don't believe so at all.
That focus fire, it just ain't working.
And T2000 already put down to half health. They'll have to Greater Healing Lotus him, but they can't touch him. Yeah, he knows the way to itemize just so beautifully. He is the best Timber Saw, and yeah, you may just want to not play versus one of his obnoxious heroes. Keeping together, they're not making sure they don't give any of these kills either. They're just playing as this unit, snaking and crit always behind their cores just in case to save them. And Malrine now, the items just keep pouring in. An extra core item every single time they go for an aggressive move. Skeeter also having the Hurricane Pike.
Is there what's next for the Quest? Any other item that they're closing in on?
I mean, they got the big 3. Honestly, that was the big 3. It's just they can't make a move with it, which feels pretty grim.
Outside the base now, Team Falcons.
Oh, by the way, Snake did sell the mech.
Oh, he did.
My bad. I wanted to point it out before, but yeah, he sold it. So Crit's going to finish it up. He's going to go for Aether Lens just to play even further in the back lines.
So that's minus a bit of money.
Yeah, right? A bit. It's not the most expensive of items anymore on the mech, but yeah, he ends up losing, what, like 800 or something? 800 or 900 about.
Which I guess they can afford to do. When they're 13k up, 24 minutes in,
yep,
they got money to spare here.
Yeah, and it's not, that lens is still incredibly valuable, so it's going to be great for him anyway.
Ooh, Skeeter tries to get the catch on Noob there with the bugs. Is he going to keep searching for him? Oh, he is. He saw him that time.
Might just have to BKB TP. Can he try to save it? I mean, he's got
a BKB TP. You don't try and risk it without it. I mean, he knows there's going to be a Glyton in multiple routes, so BKB and a TP out.
And that just, I mean, he really wants to hold on to this BKB. They also forced TA 2000, so.
Yeah, had to BKB TP out of the top lane.
Time to just try to cut some waves and stuff. Malik will attempt to be able to delay stuff, but Falcons now can play super aggressively on these lanes. They can probably show in all three. Well, I mean, they can farm anywhere, it feels like, anyway, without those BKBs being up, and now just even more liberty to do so. Yeah, Crit knowing they've got just a firm grasp of this game. It's going to take quite a couple throws, it feels like, from Falcons to give PSG Quest any chance here.
Maybe they're going to try, see if they can catch Skeet. Shackle shot's not going to latch, but the bushwhack will. Sharpshooter coming in. He's able to get the time lapse off those. Skeeter's back up to full HP.
It's a 3,000 HP Weaver.
They've still got the focus fire running, but it's not nearly enough damage to threaten him. He's got the backup of Snaking. He's actually going to turn and get the bugs down onto the two of them. Actually poking forward, seeing if he can take a chance at tier 2000, but the win runs back up.
I can't believe they don't. I mean, the fact that there's this, they can't get that kill when Weaver's completely alone. Skeeter's build, he has 3,000 HP. Unbelievably tanky on a Weaver. It's 25 minutes and he has 3,000 HP. Is this a strength hero, Owen?
No, that's pretty crazy.
He has more health than Amar. Nope. His BKB is still on cooldown.
Oh, it is.
They found him. Skeeter's making so many moves here.
If he can live for... It's coming up soon.
He ain't living.
He's gone. He's gone.
Skeeter's everywhere. They're not even getting opportunities to farm because Skeeter just making magic. Malik.
Oh.
Wouldn't have mattered anyway, but...
Hey, maybe they can kill. Hey, they're going to get a kill.
There we go. At least one.
Can they get anything more?
No.
No. But they got a kill. They got Snaking. Still might be at the threat of the base getting taken, though. The rest of Falcons ready to continue pushing on.
3-17.
26 minutes in, 14k lead for Falcons.
It's just the supports who have died this game on the side of Falcons. We see this quite often from them, but this time, I mean, it's just as clean as it comes.
And the setups there, Amar. The all setup into the Glyton here. Dakalis dead under the tier 4s. Godlike on Amar. Yeah, I think whatever happens, he ain't getting to play Timbersaw in game 2.
That's going to take quite a bit of...
You can't let him have this.
It's going to take quite a bit of theory crafting and moving things around in order to try to figure out solutions.
This has got to be top priority.
Yeah.
Because this wasn't like some last pick Timber. They showed this, third pick, and it didn't matter. It still ended up a game where they haven't been able to kill Amar once. They never managed to either draft or play a solution to this Timbersaw. I don't even know if there are many when it's Amar in it anyway, so... Maybe you just got to get rid of it.
Yeah. I mean, they tried to go for something because they have this Sven, which is not the most aggressive hero on lane. They tried to go for this Wind Ranger to pressure, but it didn't pressure at all. They maybe need a different solution for that dual lane if they're going to leave the Timber to find some type of kill, if they want to go for some type of Sven.
And they're diving in now. Maureen in with the Rolling Thunder on towards Dakalis. Amar comes in with the burst. Dakalis out again.
Picture perfect. Mid-Rex taken. They have a ward inside the base. Lanes are shoved out a little bit here, I believe, from some ion shells and stuff like that. Noob is drawing the line also to shove out bottom. Skitter, take away that Wisdom Rune, and he is getting toward that kind of GG item. He already kind of has all of them, but the real GG item is when he gets the MKB versus the Wind Ranger. There's just no hope afterwards.
Noob is going to try and help out, see if they can have a chance of taking down Amar. They can't.
Cannot.
Amar's perfectly fine. The backup comes in for Falcons. Noob, he has to pop the BKB and run. He's going to go for the TP. Will manage to escape with this.
No bash.
Out to the side. Tier 2000 was once again able to take Snaking down. So Snaking having a couple of deaths here and there, but it definitely doesn't change anything in the whole grand scheme of things. Maybe they could get crit as well this time. Be able to drag him back with a vacuum. Stun to follow. well. Crit will fall.
Can they get out with this?
They've got 2 supports here. Can they kill a core, PSG Quest?
No. They have yet to be able to do so, and it doesn't look like they're going to be able to. Malik is going to try. He's got the blink. He's got the Yules.
Do they have any sort of chance of bringing down Amar? No, they don't have any follow-up.
Not bad, though.
Catch.
Not bad. They'll be able to find the 2 supports. They're getting kills.
They're keeping the game going.
Yep.
But yeah, just to clarify, indeed, not a single core on Falcons has died yet this game.
And Noob, I believe he got a little lucky with his BKB TP out because Maureen did buy the Basher right before that. I don't think he got the Bash with the Swash, so he was a little... Did get poor RNG to be able to get that. Back up, they'll claim the Wisdom Rune. Get their Tormentor as well. And Skeeter gets it. Oh, that's the dream. The Weaver just gets a free one.
Yeah.
And he's about to have that MKB finished up pretty soon, too, to be able to just focus. He can just focus the TA2000 every single fight once he's got that. TA2000 will be getting closer and closer to Ag, so we'll have at least some type of protection for himself.
Comes the 5-man smoke from Falcons.
Yep, they're looking to probably take another successful fight win and to look for that Roche. It is going to be shifting to bottom soon. I do like that Malik tried this. This is actually kind of cool. You know, they're trying their best to itemize with what they're up against. The Yules build on the Darkseer. You know, we were talking about this Amar Aghanims. They needed Dispel, but it doesn't do enough. As Ducalis,
he's gone.
Deleted.
Got the creep wave pushing in on the mid. So the backdoor protection will be taken out. They can start pushing on to a second set of barracks and tier 3s down here on the bottom lane. Team Falcons.
And yeah, Noob will TP back. Fresh Aghanims on the Wind Ranger. They're going to
try something. They've got the vacuum wall down. Ice Pop's going to come out for crit response. They're burning Skeeter down low. They've been able to burst him. Not turn over towards Snaking. He's managed to false promise himself.
Going down too.
A lot of damage that he takes, and it's enough to cause him to die. Double kill for TA2000.
Another Shackle.
They have the damage from Amar. Can they kill this Timber? They've got the Bushwhack. Amar.
He's taking some good damage.
To half HP. Power Shot comes in. He's up to the high ground.
Here comes Maureen.
Oh, he's actually going to go into the 4-man shield crash. Maureen, he wants to keep this fight going, potentially. See, Amar is watching for the high ground.
Focus fire.
He's looking to get back in Maureen with another shield crash. Malik's a 3-man vacuum.
They got the grab.
But the pulverize. Can they focus any damage in onto the Timbersaw? Amar puts the Shiva's guard now for tier 2000.
They got Maureen.
Down Maureen.
That's one.
Gleipnir is back up. They've got the catch onto the 2 of them. Ducalis and Omar stepping up, but Amar, he just turns around, bursts through Ducalis.
Tier 2000's getting some cleanup kills. Should get crit also.
And crit's getting very low. Amar, he's also cleaning up. So both of them getting a bit of cleanup from this one. Amar gets the triple, takes down Omar. Tier 2000 able to find crit. It's something.
It's something. It's pretty good.
They lose everyone.
They do.
Other than TA2000.
But he gets a lot. And he got, I don't even know how many of these. I think he already did get 2 or 3 focus fires in the fight. At least 2. Gets a good target priority too as well. And I do have to say, Maureen got some horrific RNG. So he tried to bash this Pulverize in both situations with a Swash and the roll, or the shield crash thing, to be able to proc it. He didn't get a bash on any of the hits. It was like 8 of them or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So did get some good RNG on the side of Noob to be able to get these grabs and focus fire and finally get a core kill at the least. They do find both. Skeeter as well getting caught on that high ground and getting chain stun. And if we do see the fight again, you'll see Pango tried. He literally tried to bash both times versus the Pulverize, and it just didn't happen. So if they do get the bash, Skeeter does survive. In the end, though, it's the best fight we've seen so far.
It is. By far. You know, which doesn't sound great when they did lose 4 heroes themselves, but relatively to everything else that's gone on this game, it's something. It's some PSG Quest. They're going to try and get out on the map here with the smoke. They won't be able to get over towards Roche before they get taken out by Falcon. Skeeter grabs the Aegis.
And he does have that MKB now. And with the Aegis, tough to see them bringing him down twice, but they're going to look for an angle. This could be a tough one. Amar, he's just waltzing at them. He seems to know perhaps where they are.
They don't want to go for the Timber. Tier 2000 is trying to get around Amar and find a different target. And he will. Tier 2000 finding snaking again.
Good angles he's finding with this Aghanims.
Well, there's the rest of Falcons. They've found the rest of Quest. Malik's able to turn with the vacuum wall, but Marin jumps in with the Rolling Thunder. This time the bash comes through. They take down Malik. And over towards Omar. Try and bounce away with the sharpshooter shot, but Amar cuts him down with the Chakram.
15-0-6. Still just crushing it. But the fight's snaking again. TA2000's Aghanims is putting in a bit of work to be able to find the backlines. Snoop
nearly gets him here. I mean, if you get one more hit off, won't be enough. I think it was going to be fine.
Ducalis, you're not getting out of this one.
He's
maybe
over Silk Totem.
No.
They got the Yules kills. Amar's ready to set up for the next round of burst. Another kill for the Timbersaw.
Yeah, you just have to ban this hero for system for sure. 4 dead again. TA2000 versus the world versus an Aegis as well. Skitter looking to go for this closeout. Daedalus is online, but it's just him.
All in. He's all in TA2000.
If he can get the 25 talent and get the focus fire advances and stuff like that, kills, he needs like 5 focus fires in the fight.
Sure.
And it's still very, very difficult to see him being able to do it by himself because his other 2 cores, they have fallen off massively to sacrifice for him.
A full second set of racks taken out by Falcons. Ready to go for the final set top.
And they're smoked in the back. Snaking and Crit just playing very far behind to be able to protect each other. Skitter will be queuing up at least one defensive item in particular. He is queuing up the Lincolns next, just in case of this chain stuff, but let's see if he even is going to be able to get it, because this next fight could be the last one.
They won their 35-minute Wisdom Rune.
It's 20 seconds. Amar has a fresh BKB.
And he's in.
Omar.
He knows they're going to be hovering around outside the base, looking to set up for the 35-minute Wisdom Rune. Omar gets caught by the Gleipnir. Skeeter's killed him off. He's got to buy back straight away. Malik and Ducalis. Oh, Marin, he's stuck in the hole. He's stuck in the crystal. He all managed to bounce his way out of that. So it does mean that the space is there for the rest of PSG Quest to successfully retreat. So just Omar going down, had to buy back.
They couldn't get their Wisdom Rune. They really wanted it on Quest. But yeah, Maureen, they'll back up, be able to grab it, claim the high ground, stay up here. TA2000, Daedalus finished.
He's got a lot of damage if he gets the chance to get on top of someone. The problem is that, as we've seen before, he has to find Snaking first, which he's been doing a good job
of. Yeah, he's been able to sneak in the back. The other issue is that his BKB's down to 6 seconds, so he really just has a small window until they just fully collapse on top of him. Going for a big wraparound here.
Good wraparound. I mean, can they find Snag?
Look at them. They seem to know. Crit and Snag in the trees.
They're going to know that they're out here hunting for them because the creeps in the base. Snaking. TPing out.
Heads up.
He's away.
TP's to the tower mid as well, so he can look to join his teammates. The base is getting hit, so they know they're somewhere around here. And now they see the power shot, so they know exactly where they are.
And Mar's going to go straight for them. They're going to look towards Malik. Malik, he put himself up here, right? I don't know if he's getting back down.
Nope.
He's dead.
And the base is being sieged. They have to get back and defend versus these creeps.
He does have buyback, Malik.
He does. Onto the high ground.
Falcons.
Skeeter.
They'll be ready to push him for more. Still 1 minute left on this Aegis for Skeeter to get the damage done. With the opening bushwhack, but he's just straight in. He's able to burn through Omar with the flamethrower. TA2000 tries to turn over towards him. He'll buy some time with Yule stepped up into the sky. Noob, can he get the grab? He can. Pulverize is there. Snaking trying to come up to save. The vacuum will drop down there. Bringing Amar down over there. The false promise. Amar, he's going to be able to timber chain out of danger.
He'll be back up to
and
pretty much full
the
HP.
Heals, the armor, the regen is going to be kicking in. He's going to be perfectly fine to go again. There you go. Straight back up to 100% HP.
And BKB on TA2000. It's going to wear off in a second here.
Maureen's trying to get the angle for the Rolling Thunder. Doesn't want to go too deep, Maureen. Amar, he certainly does. Straight back in with the timber chain. He's able to cut through Noob. Also dead without buyback. TA2000 will turn with the focus fire. Have they got any control that they have? And Amar's able to timber chain away. Malik retreating back to the fountain, but the Gleipnir catches him. The bugs as well. Malik's out. No buyback for him. GG is called. Team Falcons will take this game 1.
Versus that Sven and Weaver lane, if they do end up setting it up there, which they will.
Okay.
Let's see how they're going to be able to handle it. Yeah, lanes just have to go better in particular. Because if you do fall behind, you heard it from the coach there already, that you got to be careful versus the Slark hero. If you start falling behind, you lose all your vision and things are problematic. You're trying to deny their ward, and they will.
And let's see what, Noob could do on his puck. This is one of the other ones that we know that, he can have a solid game on. We do like to see him on it, but it was very clear through the draft. The Falcons, they didn't care about the puck at all. They
have absurd physical damage, and sometimes puck, even if there's some type of lack of disables and stuff like that, when you have this much physical, it can be a bit difficult. And literally everybody provides quite a lot of it. So we'll have to see how that goes down. Maureen also, there's so many things to talk about from Falcons because it feels like everybody always just shines on so many of these heroes. They got so many specialties, but I did in particular want to, since Amar kind of overshadowed everyone on his timber, Maureen and Skater played unbelievable in that last game on this Pango and Weaver combo. So Maureen's been giving that Pango again, just first pick, they snap it right out.
Well, let's see. As I said, the magic has been there on the other days for PSG Quest, where they lose game 1 pretty horrifically, but then game 2 and game 3, they make the comeback happen.
I feel like the top lane in particular should be better. Even though they did give this Amar Slark, this is a lane where the Warcry is quite effective. And yeah, we do see that Pango 4-0, of course, for him. But yeah, this is where the Warcry can be very effective because both these heroes are majority of that physical damage, while last time it was all magic damage in the lane that was just kind of destroying them, so... We'll see if they can actually endure it, because I've just seen Amar also just win a lot of these lanes when perhaps he shouldn't. As they do have the sentry down at the start. Ducalis, he actually did not deward the sentry immediately. Now he will, but they did get 3 extra hits on the Weaver because of it. As for that Slark, it's always important to... It's always that sentry ward when you're playing versus the Weaver.
And do you like that we're going to get to see some Skeeter Wraith King, right? This is one of those carries that a lot of teams don't really care about, want to play right now in the patch. It's quite a different vibe to a lot of the carries that are, you know, kind of the top picks right now. But Skeeter, he's always happy to bring this hero in when he sees a chance. And I guess what this draft, they sort of see the Doom, and Skeeter's already saying, hey, you know, it'll be nice here, the Wraith King. Yeah,
no, absolutely. I mean, like you said, you haven't gotten to see it as much because some of these other heroes are just too darn strong, and they've been giving the Weaver a lot. And so, yeah, we'll see how much he can make work with this one, because it has faltered. I think 1 of the 2 times that I saw it recently. So let's see if he can make it work. And then, of course, we do have to talk about the other one, Omar playing Rubik. You know, we've seen this hero have some success from Thompson in the mid lane, but overall in the support position, it has not been having a good time. Even if you, on paper you look and you're like, wow, these are amazing spells, for some reason it just falls flat.
Okay, but out of
it is Omar's
players,
best hero.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't mind Omar. At least Omar in the past has given us some good shows.
Yeah, I don't like, I don't know, there's something about Rubik right now that I really don't like as the support. It just feels like it never is able to actually get one of some of these good spell steals and provide that kind of old bang that it had, even versus these Jakiros that are popular and stuff like that. But let's see if Omar can work his magic. And you know, so far top, that is going to be going fine here for Omar, but let's see if they can ever get aggressive. Because yeah, the Warcry does feel very effective versus the physical combo.
Bottom lane.
Okay.
Trying to get the setup onto the Crystal Maiden. Good body blocks here from Skeeter and a Wraith Fire Blast thrown out to stop Malik from getting in on top of Snake King.
They're doing nice down here on the side of Quest. Great trades. Omar just beating on them. This is probably actually the best the best thing I've seen from the Rubiks. Has just been in the laning phase. How much they're able to provide of just harassment, just with that ranged plus that Fade Bolt constantly. It's just, yeah, will he be able to get some nice spell steals? Will he be able to make rotations? We'll have to see. Because something I do always want to point out also is the mid laner combo with the 2 supports. The damage that can be provided from the 2 supports in this instance on PSG Quest, it's a bit limited. While on the side of Falcons, it's a lot, especially because the Pango just provides so much. So I would say the 3 on the side of Falcons is quite a bit stronger than the 3 that comes out from the side of PSG Quest when those ganks come around the 6-minute power rune. Yeah, Malrine in particular, as you saw, the 4-0 record, he was an explosive force in that last game to kind of dictate the pace of things with Amar. He'll be able to do that again.
And so far, I mean, the build as well, what do you imagine Skeeter's going to be going for? Is it still sort of this armlet radius? Well, they'll have it. All right, first blood with Ducalis.
Ducalis took it.
I was going to say, TH1000, he would have been hoping for that himself.
Yeah, give it to the Weaver. Oh well. Doesn't matter. He's CSing just fine up here, and it is important to get that first blood. Yeah, the Warcry definitely coming into play. They're both sitting at pretty much full HP. There's no harassment that the Hoodwink can do yet at this point to be able to push them out of it. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I'm not too certain. I'll check a couple things. Because, yeah, it's either Phase Armlet or Phase Radiance or something like that. Could be... I mean, we'll have to see which one he does want to go. Skeeter eating a ton of harassment here. Almost going to bring him down.
I mean, is it possibly even a game where you can go for, like, the Armlet Dessa and play for the armor reduction?
I was kind of thinking about it because they have that Pango. We just don't see it as often. I mean, maybe it is a possibility. I don't know. We'll see. I just haven't gotten to see too much of this Wraith King anymore to see what the difference of builds in. So we'll see. Skeeter is the master of it, so...
I feel like Armlet Radiance is probably the expected build.
Yeah. Top, they'll get the catch. Another sentry gets placed down. Good job from Ducalis to instantly get rid of that one. So they're securing this lane nicely for TA2000. Amar is getting farm, but yeah, they're making sure that they can keep the sentry control to get that free farm.
Bottom. They might have a chance for Omar here. It's not going to be quite enough for Spectral Blade damage.
Not enough. Almost, though.
Won't kill him, but indeed, yeah. Falcons showing that they're not afraid to trade back with them. on this bottom lane.
And seeing Skeeter, he's going for early itemization since he's playing versus the strong Doom that we've seen so far. He just goes for double bracer even as a carry, which I think we've been seeing a little bit more of it when you're like a Sven or something like that. But yeah, this is an interesting approach to fight back. It's top.
Trying to move towards Amar, but Crit very quick with the bushwhack.
Yep, and he's just going to get that regen going, so does get back up to full pretty much here.
Yeah, very difficult to force Amar out of this lane.
Lane's definitely looking much better than the last time, though. Doing good, at least in the two fronts. Farming nicely on all three. Just, yeah, that Pango and Malrine. He was explosive last game, and they played around him beautifully, so far he's already off to a hot start, getting the 6 by a decent margin ahead of Noob. He's contesting pretty much every single last hit.
Trading damage very well as well.
Yeah,
keeping Noob relatively low.
Did get a bottle refill, of course, but...
Did get the rune. Amplified damage from Malrine.
The Dream Rune. Definitely have to watch out on the puck. You're very squishy versus all this physical burst that a Pango can provide, so does have to be careful if those rotations do come out. But so far, they're not leaving the lanes top.
He's already used the Shikuchi. He's got no way out there, but he just run him down under the tower. Amar will die for it.
Can Crit get out? He will not.
They'll be able to get the 2 of them. So they'll lose the carry, but they get 2 kills in return. Same time down bottom, Malik. He's going to go for the TP out. There's nothing left to stop it.
Nice moves. So yeah, they do lose that Weaver, which is unfortunate, but the quick TPs that come in will be at least to net them to 2 kills, so it's pretty good. And the Weaver was already getting some solid free farm, so that does happen. I think Ducalis was a little bit far away to protect him. Ooh. But did they double TP up here? The Sven walked, but he's got the TP for this Wisdom Rune, because otherwise they're going to lose it. Malrine's coming over. Noob's even going to rotate, so... Oh, it does get stopped.
Yeah, Ducalis gets pounced.
Here comes Noob. I saw Marlene coming in.
He's got good timing. He's not able to get it, though. Noob's able to get the jump in, secure the Wisdom Rune for themselves. They'll turn for kill efforts. The Dream Coil's locked down onto both of them, but they're still able to run down Malik. Malik gets taken out. Not able to capitalize there off the back of the Dream Coil.
Noob.
Quest.
We'll try to get Snea as a trade up, but Malrine's still in the area with Yamp damage, so...
Noob's got to play careful. Yeah, can't chase that.
Nice heads-up move from Noob. I love that he made that move. That would have been devastating if they ended up getting that Wisdom Rune stolen, so a good rotation over. And yeah, seeing a big difference between the Weaver and the Wraith King at the moment here. About 1,000 gold ahead. Even though he did die that time up there, he is having that free farm on the Weaver. I'm still waiting to see what Skeeter queues up, by the way, so haven't just gotten to see it yet. Great. Another stun, a blood grenade.
They did miss the bugs.
That is true.
If that matters, they're getting in under the tower. It doesn't. They kill him anyway. Fade Bolt comes in from Omar. They take Crit down. So continue to get the majority of kills here in this early game PSG quest.
And important for them too. You know, they have to do well in this early game because they don't want to fall behind versus that Slark early. So far, pretty good stuff. Infinitely better than last time. Arcane Rune does get denied there by snaking. Malrine, he wants this Obs Ward. Now getting gun on himself. No coil just yet.
And TP's coming in as well.
Now it comes up. Coil, maybe split second from him, maybe perhaps be able to get an opportunity there. And Skeeter, all right, looks like standard. Ducalis looks like he wants to try to make a move down here. He has it level 5, so it's a 3-point stun. Killing the Wraith King at this point, not likely. He also has now hit 6, but they can't find the CM. They're even looking to make the rotation with Omar, so 3 heroes coming down, but Malrine is smoked. Scouted. But they might just go for it anyway. Good lift.
They're straight in. They've got the Frostbite. They're going to try and dive the tower for this one. Marion ready with the Rolling Thunder. Goes straight over towards Malik. The stun comes out onto Skeeter.
5 heroes from PSG Quest.
Could have the second round to go here with the Reincarnation skilled. So if they can kill him off a second time with 5 of them, they should have a pretty solid chance of doing so. Marion jumps in with the shield crash. He's going to get caught by the Dream Coil. Skeeter, he's going to be going down. Can Marion find anything in return? Inside the river as well. TH1000 starting a fight against Snaking, but the Frostbite's back up into the bushwhack. They hold back TH2000 momentarily, but the switch is back up, chases down Snaking, and now maybe even looking over towards Crit and Malrine.
I love that they brought 5 here. They saw Malrine coming in. They're like, yep, just bring an extra one. Malrine is going to try to get a kill onto Malik.
But there's so much backup. Malik, he'll get caught by the bushwhack, does get killed off, but they've lost Crit. And they take down Malrine as well. Malrine, he's got one more swoosh, but going to get back over towards the tier 1 tower. Skeeter's back to the Raid 5 blast on Carlos. Malrine surviving, getting the shield crash off again. They can't quite kill the Pango.
And he's going to get the bottle refilled right away, too, so he can stay down here. I mean, Malrine just jumping into 5 heroes. Not really with fear since he gets the big shield crash. And is he going to get the power rune RNG as well? Oh, he will.
Oh, he is. It's a regen as well. Beautiful stuff here for the Pango. Malrine continues to have a flawless opening to the game, 2-0-1.
And he's tanky. Treads double bracer. He hits hard, too, that physical damage since he's universal. And you see him just withstand a flurry of spells. Even though it's 5 heroes from PSG Quest, he somehow survives and gets 2 kills out of it.
We'll see with this chase. Of course, they get crit. But getting Malrine was really what PSG Quest were hoping for. On top of what, of course, it had already been a pretty nice fight for them taking down the likes of Skeeter, but Skeeter back in action and able to help out and make sure that not only that Malrine survives and gets the space to walk out, but they do pick up an extra kill back their way, Falcons, taking down Carlos.
They did bring 5 heroes, so they did get this kill, but you see that Amar, he just sits top. He's able to get that farm as well during that downtime, so it's a good move for PSG Quest that perhaps ends up that overextendment punishing them a bit there, since they did bring everybody and not able to finish off that Pango. Can they finish off Malrine? No. And this game, it is going to be a bit of a different build coming out from him, since he doesn't want to have this like Blink Dagger. He wants to have this answer to the puck. He's going to go the Orchid route that we've seen a couple times. Nice steal from Omar. This is probably the best early game spell that he's going to be able to find, so hanging on to this one is going to be very strong for the next few moments on this Rubik. 3 points in that Frostbite. So far, Omar is 3-0-3, so he is making some beautiful stuff happen as this Rubik. And they get Skitter. Body blocks.
Nice good blocks. And well, the backup's coming in, but indeed they've got him. Let's see if they get punished for this. Falcons.
Malrine's in again.
But the Rolling Thunder, they're going to go straight over towards Omar. Tier 2000 standing his ground, looking to try and bring down Snake King as well. But Shikuchi's back up. He's diving in underneath the Tier 2 tower. They can get the kill. The coil's up. They're able to lock down the CM. They get the Doom drop down onto Malrine. This time they should have a solid chance of killing him off. As Malrine's surrounded, they bring him down. They've found 3.
Amar's trying to clean
this
up.
time he's turned up and he's ready to try and fight back. Acorn shot bouncing over towards Carlos. Amar ready for the chase down. Pounce still on cooldown for 15. Won't be able to quite close in.
This is the PSG Quest that we saw from the other day, from yesterday in particular, bringing 5 heroes, but now can they all get out?
Skeeter. So we can find on the retreat. He's going to get the setup onto Carlos. Carlos will try and hide in the tree line. Oh, that Spectral Blade and the Acorn shot will take him down. So they'll fight back, Falcons, but indeed overall the fight's continuing to slightly favor that PSG Quest, allowing both Noob and TA2000 to stay in this top spots in net worth.
I love how you just see 5 heroes turn up. That's at the tier 2 of the Radiant side, and they are the ones to actually bring 5 a bit faster. Amar, he wants to wait because he wanted to wait for his Diffusal Blade as long as possible before getting involved, but when they're diving
he had
deep,
to go over.
He had to, yeah. So he does get, 1 or 2 of these kills clean up. Snaking also lived, I believe, a lot longer than they anticipated with that Seeds of Serenity being dropped down. It's not the squishiest of Crystal Maiden. It's still squishy, but not the squishiest of when you are able to get this neutral item. Now they're looking to fight back. So 3-man smoke. They've got the Rolling Thunder. They want to make the first move because Quest, they have made some nice ones in the last few moments first. Malik has his Midas.
He's going to step straight into them. They're able to start this off pretty easily with the Frostbite, Bushwhack, Rolling Thunder, and a sharp shot. That's going to be
quick, easy kill.
Malik gone. Keep this push going and maybe start to try threatening the tier 1 tower down here. See what sort of reaction they get out from PSG Quest.
Quest probably going to look to react here. They have Coil at the ready. I believe every single one of these coils, they want to look for some type of fight to be able to enable Noob. Does Omar have a good spell stone? Yes, he still has the Shield Crash. So the other one, the secondary best spell that he can have in this game.
Any fight they go for now, PSG Quest, they've got to be very aware of Omar turning up with the Diffuser.
And they got to get their Wisdom Rune too. So Crit, he's already on his way to try to sneak it. And yeah, they're going to bring Malik as well. So Crit may be caught in a place where he can't get out.
So he's able to make any sort of play to get the pick up on the Wisdom Rune.
He got it. Okay,
he's able to step in and get it. Sure, he goes down, but it's a job well done.
TA2000 got the other one also, so job well done from him as well that they will go for that 1-for-1 exchange. But now TA2000, they might be able to punish him. Nice time lapse.
Well, I know he's back around this tier 2 area, but
might just
it
TP.
should be too slippery to fight.
Okay.
Into the trees out with the Shikuchi TP. TA2000 gets away.
Does TP all the way back to base. I thought he might TP to one of these other towers, but doesn't mean it's going to take him a little bit of time to get back out. As they're looking to pressure bottom. Should be able to finish up the tower on PSG Quest, but seeing the similar move out here from Falcons and, as you mentioned, Amar. He's got the Diffusal Blade. So definitely going to see him get more and more involved in these next upcoming fights. Probably TPing faster.
Towers falling in harmony there, top and bottom.
And Skeeter, let's see if he does commit for this, but he's got the blink queued up. So
I mean, I don't mind it because you have this offlane Slark, right?
Yeah.
So you can be this, more focused on the initiating.
And
because you know that you've essentially got the true carry on the offlane with the Mars Slark and this Diffusal Mage Slayer build he's going for.
And Maureen is on the Pango, which he kind of carries from the mid lane on this Pango line times, and he has an Orchid.
Exactly.
So it's this route where he's also able to do that lifting as this Pangolier if Skitter wants to sack himself a little bit.
I think he's because the Blink's going to feel perfect.
Yeah, it'll be that follow-up.
This game, considering the draft.
Yeah. If they get the Orchid on the puck, they get a Blink stun, the puck is dead in every single instance, so can understand why he does want to go that route.
Yeah,
Noob, we'll see him go the Yules to be able to counteract this Orchid. See if Quest can...
See what they can do mid.
See if they can survive here without having a Dispel versus that annoying Orchid that's up.
It's hard to start this fight with the numbers that Falcons have here. PSG Quest can't really set anything up from this position.
Well, not quite. Yeah, Malik, we said, he did go for the Midas build. I'm keeping tabs to see if he does do some type of selling shenanigans, but without a Blink Dagger, a little bit more difficult for him to just waltz in and get this Doom now. Malrine will just get another Power Rune. Let me check how many he's gotten. He's gotten quite a bit again this time around. Not every single one, of course, but feels like the majority again, even though he doesn't have an Oracle this time. And okay, making the move bottom. He sees Noob. Noob has to be very careful here. The Rolling Thunder's coming in, the Orchid's there.
They're going to get the silence. Jumps forward, pushbacks in. Tier 2000 will turn up to try and fight back, but Noob's already gone.
And Malrine has a shield rune, so he's not at any fear whatsoever down here. The second the puck showed, Malrine immediately TP'd behind him. He knows that he has to seize the opportunity right now, since he has the Orchid and the puck does not have the Yules. So he'll get one of those big kills. Can PSG Quest find one?
They want to die. Malrine? They're going to get the Gleipnir. Beyond the tier 2, they're able to set up for the Doom.
He got the shield crash off, though.
He's pretty tanky on the retreat. They'll catch him with the stun, but backup comes in. He's not going to die underneath this Doom. He's going to be perfectly fine, Malrine and Quest. They've got to get out of here.
He got it off just in time. He doesn't take any damage. Plus the shield rune, of course. So literally doesn't take anything there. And that's some cooldowns used. Noob dies. Doom gets used. Momentum shifting. Malrine, an absolute menace. The first pick, Pango, so far. It's running rampant.
Skitter, he's not afraid to look for action. Has that Blink Dagger. We'll be going back for the Radiance after it.
I do like it, though, quite a bit here, because it just provides him that extra little catch. And now we do see a Blink coming out from Malik, so he does have the way to easier land the Doom, but it's 90 seconds on cooldown. And Falcons with the nighttime, they're going to look to play around Amar. With that night vision on the Slark, they're going to look to try to take out some of this vision as well that PSG Quest does have. And Amar, yeah, he's pinging immediately. He knows there's some ward. It's a sneaky one.
Yeah, that one's a hard one to find.
Yeah. But he's going to start buying sentries even for himself because it's just so valuable as this Slark to be able to do stuff like this.
Oh, absolutely. Buy them all. Well, maybe don't do that.
Maybe don't do that.
Get a bit angry.
Yeah, let them. No, just let them buy it for you. It's even better. So.
Wait, how's that better? Then they get the golden XP when you de-ward.
Yeah, I'm a support player.
Not better for the Slark. I don't want to see Amar letting anyone buy him the sentries. Buy his own, get that reward yourself.
They'll find Omar. So for the first time this game, he is brought down. He's had a pretty flawless performance so far on the Rubik. Does get picked off immediately once Crit has the Atos. They are able to find him. So 10 to 12. Falcons kicking up in power. And Malrine looking for these kills. TA 2000, he's tanky with the 2k HP when he's on strength treads. But this Orchid is still problematic, so we're seeing him queuing up a kind of unorthodox item build so far. We'll see if he does commit for it. The Manta on the Weaver, just for Dispel.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of that nice balance, right, between stats and, as you say, sort of defensive potential with the Dispel.
Yeah.
But sometimes, yeah, it can feel a bit awkward, you know, it's kind of a question of, would you prefer just to sort of stat up with, like, the Dragon Lance and get the BKB and just have something a bit more standard on the Weaver?
I think that might be the case that he ends up committing, because the problem is, like, yeah, you'll be okay versus the Orchid, but then the Rolling Thunder is incredibly effective versus you if you have Manta.
And then you get Frostbitten, and then suddenly you're only removing one of them. So
we'll see.
We'll see. I agree. I don't know if I'd be super up for the Manta this game.
Yeah, it just feels like there's too much AoE that just... And there's a lot of things to Dispel, but...
A lot of stuns, right?
Yeah.
You're going to get caught by something in these fights.
Yeah, we'll see if he does commit for it. Amar, he did find that one, so the ward was taken out. So yeah, with that nighttime control, nighttime vision that they're looking to play around, they'll be able to successfully go for this Roche. Whenever they have Pango, they like to accelerate things with it. PSG Quest, though, everybody's farming, so they maybe know that this is happening. Everybody's just playing super aggressively on the lanes to get that extra farm. But that Roshan now, they have an Aegis on Malrine, who's had a pretty perfect performance so far, and he's got a blink. Noob does have a Dispel, so Yules is finished up. He'll be able to protect himself at least versus that Orchid. And does sneak himself an amp damage. A pretty big one that he's able to find. Does make it a lot easier for him to go for these kills since his supports don't provide the most of damage. Tormentor time, the bug stacking up. Be able to do this one easily. And he commits for it. So TA2000 is going to just go down that route of the Manta. We'll see how it ends up paying off.
We will. I mean, I'm looking forward to be, shown how well it. Obviously, TA2000 thinks it will work in this situation. At the moment, he's top net worth, and every reason to believe, every sort of trust in his choices here.
Yeah, it can be a bit of a greedy choice to see if they punish in the next few moments. Ducalis.
Should be going down.
Definitely.
It's a lot of damage from these three. The push going and be able to get quite a bit, I imagine, with this Aegis timing. Get the tier 2 at the least in the mid lane. Falcons.
Malrine got one of the best neutral items you can get on the Pango, especially at that tier 2. Does get the Orb of Destruction as well, too. Incredible synergy with the Lucky Shot. Amar. They seem to know that this is happening, Malrine. He's jumping in forward. He's got the blink. Blink away.
Just in time. They'll try with the Rolling Thunder, but they won't be able to reach him. Malik. The smooth moves there, the quick moves.
Are they going to look to punish this? Rolling Thunder on cooldown for 80 seconds. Can they gather and look for a smoke? I imagine somebody's going to call for it.
It feels like they are going to want to do something. As the scaling goes on, as the Skitty gets closer to the Radiance, as the slot gets bigger and bigger, there's going to be an increasing amount of problems that PSG Quest will have to deal with down the line.
Yeah. I just want to see them take advantage of some of these cooldowns and stuff like that, but maybe not the easiest with the lane positions at the moment since it's all kind of just at the river, so can't really sneak out to find anybody. Skitter? Find Ducalis. Do they have the catch-up? Malrine, he does not have the blink to be able to catch up to him, so Ducalis should be fine. Just kidding.
He's just able to walk up and stun him.
Yeah, she sees him for a split second. I see that from Skitter.
They still want to try and do something. They've got the smoke up on the two of them.
Rolling Thunder still on cooldown, 25 seconds. What can they find? They have the stun, I believe, stolen on Omar.
That's pretty difficult. I mean, especially with Skeeter sort of showing himself at the front. This isn't really a target you want to be going on.
If they see the support, they might jump them.
They're trying to get the wrap around.
They could lose some heroes here if they do just catch a support with these two cores right here. Very close game here so far. Some good movements being matched. Falcons with this Aegis trying to take advantage of this timing as much as possible to put pressure on these towers. And Skeeter able to play very confident with just a blink armlet Talisman of Evasion. He's finishing off this tower. Getting closer and closer toward that Radiance, which will make him a lot more potent in these upcoming fights.
And the scaling feels pretty good for Falcons.
Sure does. Amar, a lot of damage he's putting out. The Yules is used. Can Noob sneak himself away? He's got a blink. But no Dispel if the Orchid catches.
I mean, there's a Rolling Thunder coming from him.
Let's get the blink away. Can he keep himself hidden? Malrine
no,
on
whereabouts he is. In the corner. He will escape.
Nicely done. And in the meantime, TA2000, he's been down here for about 2 minutes or so. He's almost finished off this tower, and his Manta is now coming.
All right, let's see if he's able to fight with him. See if it's enough to keep himself alive in the team fights.
Yeah, quite a few things to Dispel, as we said. Just also tons of AoE, so they're going to smoke off this timing and look for something.
45 seconds until the Aegis comes to an end.
And Rolling Thunder as well, too. 45 seconds until that will be up as well. So they want to try to find an opportune catch right here.
There's another full Glide Net on crit, so...
He's been farming up. The Rubik's been running around looking for spell steals and stuff, while Crit is just getting that farm. Snay.
They get an easy one to start things. Snaking. He's gone.
But just a support.
Not going to catch anything else. Falcons, they pull back with the rest of them.
Yeah, and again, it's 9 of the 13 kills are the two supports again. So Falcons just, I mean, they do this a lot where they just do end up sacking their supports for the course to get that good advantage. And Snay, of course, is the sacrificial lamb in most of these instances. Kills a kill. They can at least turn it into a tower here. And Malik will have a BKB, so a bit easier for him to now pick and choose the target, maybe even potentially doom onto this Pango in some of these situations, since he can just BKB and pick with that one with the blink. Falcons don't want to lose their Tormentor. They're going to set up for it over here. And this is kicking off to be a very, very exciting game. Once we do get to these mid-game and late-game timings, initiations are going to get more and more crucial. Nighttime is hit. So for Falcons, every time they do have that nighttime, they're going to probably look to at least control vision and control the map a bit.
Quest. They want to be doing something. The numbers are close, but it can never feel good really against Falcons.
I mean, they do have some scaling stuff too, but yeah, it's triple scaling core.
Yeah, it just feels way heavier on Falcons. They're just going to have so many essential carries as the game goes on.
I mean, we have seen these pucks also work some magic, but
Skinner starting to, he's trying to start something.
They're forcing this fight. Marine in.
See if they can find Noob.
They're disengaging pretty nicely here. The Doom
is going to get dropped down here. On towards Amar. They're going to chase the Slark out of the fight. They should indeed get this. They'll get Amar.
And Skinner.
If they can get him twice. With the setup here to take him down the first time.
Very nice catch.
Unless he can get some sort of crazy blink out, he's probably going to go down the second. TH2000 is going to try and chase onto Malorine, but the bushwhack comes out. Skeeter left behind, surrounded by the three will fall, and indeed Malorine gone as well. Quest, the patience pays off. The fight is there.
All three cores. This time they do find them. Beautiful fight. Malik, just perfect engagement from the Blink Doom. And a great disengage. I mean, Malorine maybe getting ahead of himself there with the Rolling Thunder. He gets punished for it. As a perfect opportunity there for PSG Quest. Can they look for more, too? And look to pressure this tower onto mid, or look for one of these support dives. Yeah, seeing the circle drawn there from Falcons, probably being like, why are we fighting in this area? It was under a ward. And they have that Slark night vision, so they got caught off guard.
And I imagine this is going to be the case in every fight, right? Malik, he just always wants to find Amar.
Always doom Amar. I mean, it's either one. It's Amar or Pango. I think either one of these can be pretty beneficial if he finds the opportunity. But probably more so Amar.
I think so. You don't want to let Amar run around, sort of run rampant around the team fights. No. He's going to be an issue that really not too many of the other heroes could deal very well with, right? Doom is absolutely the answer to stop this Slark running away with the team fight.
I mean, that was a beautiful hit. And now them having a gem, they can actually perhaps start to control the map vision during these night times and everything too, since they did get that successful fight here. Falcons perhaps going to try to slow things down even more, trying to get these Lincolns in particular built up to protect them versus this Doom. But Quest with a nice heavy hit there, and that was with that Manta timing. And immediately now, TA2000 is going to have the BKB to be able to cover everything as well too. So it's paid off. The greed has paid off.
Absolutely, he gets through that period, and now with the two of them, he's going to be feeling great. And I imagine what next? Now you could consider going for that damage item. He's going to get the shard first queued up.
Yeah. He can go down whichever route he feels like is the most comfortable, if it is just the Daedalus, or whichever one he feels like is the best one for this situation. Probably the Daedalus.
But yeah, absolutely huge that Falcons weren't able to punish him before this BKB timing.
Absolutely. And yeah, just fighting beautifully around that ward control, that ward vision. So far, Omar also, he's having a pretty darn good game on this Rubik. 4-1 and 10. Hasn't been feeding, has been finding the good stuns and control spells as well. And they're smoking again. They have their Doom, and they have a full Shivas now. Malik did sell the Midas to buy that Shiva, so they have a pretty big item advantage.
Yeah, they want to fight. They absolutely want to go, especially how the last one went. PSG Quest out on the hunt with the smoke.
What are they going to find? Might just be a support. They will, but they're sweeping across. And Roche, it's not up just yet, but they'll be able to scout it and stay at least in the area and control this vision in here.
Yeah, they'll make a quick move down bottom, start to see if they can begin to set up this area for the inevitable Roche.
Yeah, since it is going to be shifting down there very, very soon, so. Crit. Looking like he was kind of stalking him there. I think they caught sight of him for a split second.
He's going to try and go for the TP. Is anything to stop it in time? There is. They're in with the Yules.
The Watcher. It saw him.
Be able to get another catch here. PSG Quest continuing to build up the kills. Build up that lead. 4K advantage now. Tier 2000. They're just looking to try and start a fight here over towards the middle. Get caught by the Rolling Thunder and the Ray Fire Blast. Well, on Stone Control, they get it completely locked down. Does not get the chance to use the BKB there. Only chance would have been to sort of pop it before he starts making that play, but just doesn't expect to just get 100-0 during the stun control.
No, it's a heads-up play. I mean, Malrine, he's done this so many times where he just instantly stops the Rolling Thunder to be able to commit that extra damage, and it's enough. Even though he is tanky, and now with that kill, Falcons looking to strike back even more so. Perhaps get some aggressive visioning, try to control that map. Even though it's daytime, try to control a bit here.
That's a big find, taking the Weaver out for a minute.
They're going to smoke up and try to find something anyway here, since that Blink Doom is up.
It's a bit risky, though, fighting without TA 2000, unless they get like some sort of perfect Doom and sort of spell casting off in a team fight.
But they know this Roche is happening, so they don't want to give it up.
Sure.
We hear the yell.
Can they fight this with just the four of them? Snake King is going to speed up the Roche, dropping down the freezing field.
Amar is stepping
Quest, they're
outside.
approaching. Malik's going to jump in. Try and assess his targets. We'll get the BKB off first. Ducalis is going to be focused down by Skeeter. They've been able to kill off Snake King.
Ducalis goes down.
They'll lose Ducalis in return.
That was a coil used, and Omar, I don't know if he's going to be able to get away. Nice blink.
Indeed, able to get the blink off before the Gleipnir connect. So Omar should be fine.
Oh, he finds a courier. Oh, whoopsie.
Maybe not too fine because Skeeter and Crit, they're going to keep on chasing. Crit not going to hit the sharpshooter, so Omar will survive for now. Back at the pit, Malik is going to jump in, drop down the Doom. Oh, he does. Noob gets the kill at least, but indeed the age is still to be picked up by Amar.
He's stacking up.
It's going to tick down pretty low here on Mallory. Jump ball from Amar. They get the catch on towards the Doom, take out Malik. Tier 2000.
He's back
in action. He's going to try and fight them. See what they can find. BKB's popped this time. He's not holding back, and it pops it immediately to try and continue the fight, continue the action. They get the catch onto Skeeter.
They're back
on the once, but Amar, he jumps back up to the high ground. He's in with the pounce. He's got the catch onto Omar. Double kill for Skeeter as they kill the Rubik off.
I'm sure Omar's like, why doesn't my Force Staff work? But Force Staff, of course, now versus Pounce not working since it's a greater leash at this point. So he just knows as soon as he sees the Rubik jump in, Amar is able to just jump in, and yeah, the stacks really start to build up. 38 on him. Noob got the last hit, but Amar, he got that Aegis, and he got the banner, so he was able to claim both.
It was very close to being a clutch steal. Indeed, Amar just quick with the pickup. Might lose that Aegis. No, he's able to shut it out, so it doesn't matter. They got the AoE damage to kill him off, so that's the Aegis gone.
Can they get him again?
They're going to certainly try for it. Start pack there to remove the initial debuffs. He's got the pounce, but indeed he's got nothing else to save himself. Maybe that pounce, no, surely not. And indeed not. He will go down. So gets the Aegis, runs down lane, maybe gets a bit ahead of himself there. A little bit carried away. They punish it. Now PSG Quest, they're going to have Malik chasing down and looking for more. He gets to jump in onto Snake King. That's the Frostbite to hold him back. Slides away here with the shard.
Snake looks like he'll get out.
Should be fine, but yeah, Amar going down. That's a big kill for them to get handed to them under their tier 2 there.
Yeah, I'm surprised there was no tips or anything like that there, to be honest, because he was super deep away from his team. I guess he just didn't expect them to have every single spell up again, but yeah, the coil was ready. Noob catches him, and so far this last pick puck also, he's getting away with pretty much everything.
He's making it work.
They left it till the end, and he's not been deterred from any of this high physical damage.
Yeah.
He's playing around it beautifully.
They might have regretted the lack of respect that they gave to the new puck in the draft phase, completely ignoring it and banning out some pretty surprising heroes, right? We had what, like an Earthshaker ban come out instead of what could have potentially been a puck ban. We see this again from Amar. Just really pushing his luck there, finding that close towards the tower. To be fair to him, he was 1 second away from maybe surviving because the Depth Shroud was about to be back up. So if he was able to get that pounce off into the Depth Shroud, with that little bit of regen, maybe he lives. Wasn't to be the case. He goes down, and now PSG Quest, they're back on with the push. They take the tier 2 mid. The items continue to fly out. Noob now with a full Octory.
Back and forth we go. 7K lead. And yeah, Noob. He's just been doing so much work, and now he's going to have extra spells to flurry out. He's also, I believe, hitting that 20 talent, so the Waning Rift, this spell is devastating this game, as we've seen versus the Pango and Slark in a lot of instances since they don't have that immunity. Now it's got a 7-second cooldown with that Octarine, so be able to reset in and out of the fights. Malik will go back, buy the Midas again, use it, probably sell, blah, 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 so we'll have to see him keep gaining that gold, keep seeing that lead go up for them. And a Power Rune. Oh, it's a beautiful one. One of the best you can get in the mid-game. For a puck, the cooldown is going to be ridiculously low on this Waning Rift and all his abilities.
Interesting.
Falcons Be very careful about their next few moves now. Starting to really slip behind.
They're going to smoke anyway, though. They're going to look for something, find some type of opportunity to catch these backline heroes. But now at this point, they do have double Ghost Scepters, so a lot more survivable versus the Slark in particular. And the Penguin. I mean, Ghost Scepter is a very good item nowadays. Wisdom Rune. PSG Kess will be able to get this one. And also, it didn't get the point out before. I think there's a lot of stuff happened. But they were able to take away the 2 Wisdom Runes earlier as well, too, that, I believe, or the one before that. They have done quite a few of them. So on top of having that gold lead, they have a significant experience advantage, too. Nope. Able to get away. Skater also going, he's going for another Orchid. So they just want to be able to have this because, I mean, it is very effective versus both of these cores once the BKBs and stuff like that are down, but that is maybe going to make the Manta even feel a little bit better also for TA2000, so. Cool. Skater also does find his 20, or get his 20 talent, so he has that insane attack speed increase. Noob.
They catch him with the first silence into the stun. Bushwhacker as well, they've got the lockdown. Not able to react quick enough that time round. That's with the gem on the ground. He's out for 80 seconds.
Oh, and he walked up blind in the river.
Whoa, maybe, I mean, in a game where up until that point, it's been looking pretty clean for PSG Quest.
You give a
little
gem
mistakes,
to the
maybe big mistakes.
It's a big one. It's a gem to the Slark team during nighttime. And all your wards, I mean, you don't really have too many on the map anyway. Now they're all going to be gone, and they give an amp damage to Malrine. The first slip up from Noob this game.
That really was. And yeah, that's rough. I mean, they opened things up with the Orchid Silence. He would have maybe had chance to blink or yours. We'll check it again.
I think maybe he thought that he was going to be able to just...
So the silence comes in. I'm pretty sure you have both blink and yours. Okay, maybe blink was... No, I think blink was up. It was up or it's not up?
It was cooldown. He used it to come out there, so...
Okay.
He could have maybe used and stuff like that and tried for something, but he, I guess, just didn't anticipate the stun.
Oh, I mean, I guess, but as you say, when you're playing around that part of the map, you got to be... If you're going to go there, you've got to be ready to anticipate anything. It's such a risky spot to be.
It's a big slip up. Like, pretty much the entire lead that they did have now, it just, even though they have that 5K, it's a lot of time that
it was like 10K a moment ago, right?
Yeah, I think it was like at 7 or 8.
Okay, 7 or 8, okay.
Oh, no, maybe you're right.
I think it went up to 10.
It went up to 9,300. Yeah, whatever. It was like 10K, yeah. But yeah, huge swing.
Yeah, it really was.
And losing Gem versus the Slark team never feels good. TA2000 does finish up Daedalus. He's very close to that 25, but yeah, momentum shift again a bit here. Back to even we go.
Yeah, can't make these mistakes against a team like Falcons.
No. Because Crit is also getting that farm going. Crit now has a BKB finished up on top of that Gleipnir too, so is getting that physical scaling.
Double damage.
Noob does find the best neutral item he can get, so he's got the Timeless Relic. So does get at least given that after that mistake that he does make. Any other big neutrals that we've seen picked up? Weaver got a Trickster Cloak, so we'll be switching out between the Trickster Cloak and the Enchanted Quiver depending on in the fight situation. But definitely wants, I would imagine, wants to get the 25 on TA2000 before that next fight because it is a big spike for him with that Daedalus.
That's so good.
You can just kind of one-shot supports in a lot of instances if they're not ready. The Falcons.
Oh, nice find here as well. Always love to get that illusion room when you're running a Radiance. Be able to get some of these side lanes pushed back in. Very low cost.
Skeeter does find the Rattle Cage. A very, I mean, I would say overpowered neutral item, but...
What, just because of kind of the level of the amount of armor it gives you? Or
it's the armor and the Reverberate does a significant amount of damage in a lot of these fights that kind of just gets written off, so we'll try to keep tabs of that one as well, too, as PSG Quest, yeah, now they're going to wait. They bought back their gem. They're going to look to reestablish things because they're very scared about just the vision control that can come out when they're playing versus the Slark. Sticking together. Might look for a smoke move soon, too. Do they have one, actually? I don't think they have one left. So PSG Quest does not have a smoke left. I don't know if Falcons either does, so nobody's carrying one on either side.
Yeah, full Bloodthorn on Skeeter.
Okay.
So, yeah, whoever gets jumped, and in particular Noob, he's got to be so prepared. Cannot allow himself to get caught in a silence and a stun.
I feel like we could see him queue up an Aeon Disc very soon. I see he has the BKB queued, but sometimes you need that Aeon just for the instant dispel, so we'll see which one he does go down the route of.
I like the BKB. I think the BKB should be enough. Yeah. You know, if he's ready to press his buttons, which for like 90% of this game he absolutely has been. Or 99% in fact. So, yeah, give him a BKB on top of the Yules.
I'm fine
He should be pretty unkillable. And at a higher frequency as well. Obviously, so that's the downside with the undisc. Sure, like auto saves you, but very long downtime between those procs.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm fine with either. I just want him to get, at least one of these defensive. That net worth lead, it's gone. So down to 2K.
It really has. A painful moment, really, there for Noob in the mid lane.
It's like his first mistake, and it's a pretty massive one because of giving up that gem.
It gave up so much momentum.
Yeah, you lose all your vision. You lose pretty much everything when you're playing versus that Slark. These Falcons, sweeping together as a unit. And look at the next itemization. This is what this is one where the Aeon Disc might if you see them purchase it, that's where you queue up the Aeon and you go for it. Malrine is going for a Hex. Because that one can make it so you can't beat your buttons.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
right.
We'll see which one he does adapt for. If he sees it and if Malrine does commit, because they can still switch itemization up and stuff like that. Daytime's been hit. PSG Quest trying to get outside and at least get some type of control of vision here for the moment. Trying to claim a high ground. This is the tensest moment of the game. And this is the closest game that we've had.
One minute for Roche.
Going to be all important.
Really down in this bottom right corner, so PSG Quest in the favourable spot to start setting things up for it.
And an incredibly sneaky ward, I do want to say, on the right southwest of us, right there by the Roche pit. I don't think I've ever seen that one by the outpost. Yeah, left. There, bam, there we go. Pretty cool one. I don't think I've ever seen that one. So it's all about the Roche fight and trying to find this opportune ward that doesn't get taken out. So kind of cool one.
PSG Quest setting up deep with that. For Falcons in return, they're going to be able to get the long wraparound.
TA2000 spends out his gold. He bought the Reaver.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't actually even have enough to finish the full Satanic.
Could be burned. Now they see the courier also too, so they might think that they're over here. Yeah, Mars pinging it. Wraparound on wraparound. This is the smokes.
Roshan up in 5 seconds, but the fight's definitely going to kick off first. PSG Quest, they've got the high ground, they're going to jump Snaking, so they can burst through. The Crystal Maiden, he gets caught by the Dream Coil. Snaking getting very low, but still alive. They weren't able to kill him in the initial burst. Inside the pit, TA2000 tries to look towards Malrine, but Malrine's able to get out with the swashbuckle. Falling very low, looking to get the wrong instead of the corner, but TA2000 is able to get kill him. The Doom has been dropped down onto Amar. DeCollis is in with the stun, they're able to kill off Amar as well. Double kill for TA2000. Skeeter, he has to go for the BKB TP out. He'll manage to make it away. They've used 2 buybacks, though, for this fight. Both Malrine and Snaking buying back to try and get the action going back in their favor, but it's not going to happen. Crit gets caught as well. The fight is PSG Quest. They're going to be able to get the Roshan on top of it.
Perfect target priorities. TA2000 just runs at Malrine. It causes him a lot of issues to do much of anything in that one, and Malik very patient. He waits for the prime opportunity to get the Doom. He does find that Slark. And I did see
good stuff there from Quest. This Roshan's theirs. Aegis onto TA2000. Refresher shard for Malik.
Huge opportunity gained there for them. And now the shifts again, now massively into their favor with this one here. And I saw they did go for Manta on the Slark. I saw that Amar had the Lincolns queued up a couple times there. He went away from it. He does get doomed, so yeah, maybe worrying. I mean, there's a lot of ways to break it as well, too. So you can understand why he did perhaps want to go down that route. But yeah, it does get doomed.
Sure, and I guess with the Manta, you can sometimes kind of make the outplay, right? When you see the Doom raising his arms, it gives you a little bit of a window to pop Manta, pop Shadow Dance, disrupt it, but yeah, indeed, as we're seeing, Malik making sure he finds his target each and every time when it matters the most.
Great wraparound. Like it was a smoke on smoke to kind of wrap around. They put the couriers inside of that Roche pit too, so Ducalis' courier revealed where perhaps a couple of the Falcons heroes were as well, as they get that perfect kind of swing. And now, a Noob, he does have the 25 talent, one of the best ones that you can get in the game. I feel like it is amazing.
Coming out, there it is. So back into that lead that they had earlier, back up to like 11k, 12k, even more this time.
And with a refresher shard, it's going to be 2 heroes that are very likely going to get doomed in the next situation.
He's in. Oh my goodness, he's gone immediately. Crit's in trouble as well. He's got to run. Bushwhack will hold back TA2000. Crit tries to jump up to the high ground.
DDDC or something? Oh, something happened. Yep, it looked like, because he just stood still for a second.
True, because if he gets that right click off, that would probably, would that kill Crit?
Could have if he gets the crit.
Yeah, Gemnet was back up.
Sorry.
That was unfortunate.
We did see the Depth Shroud come into play there too. I believe he bailed Crit out from death. Amar did run in and use that one to protect his buddy. But yeah, Snaking deleted instantly.
Now the question is,
what's that?
I feel like TH2000, he's not the base diving kind of guy, right?
Not usually.
Yeah, I don't
think he'll do it.
Other players are mad, but he's a sensible lad.
If he didn't DC, he would have gone.
You know, he's got Aegis, he's got BKB, he's got Satanic. These are all ready to use. Like, there's got to be a little temptation to go up to the high ground here.
I think if he didn't DC, he would have gone up and at least tried for that extra hit.
But at this point, there's too much time to be like, guys, he might dive, bring TPs in.
It's not sensible. When they've gotten the lead back, massively shifted in their favor.
You don't need to do this.
Yeah, wait for the push to come in. They have the CM dead for 70 seconds. They have mid and bottom lane pushing in, so yeah, it's not necessary to go for it. Unless he does want to just really get that kill.
Shikuchi's coming to an end, so it's going to be kind of hard for him to chase completely up into the high ground.
So this is kind of fun to point out, because you were just mentioning, you know, with this Manta thing on the Slark, you know, you have that moment sometimes where the arms get lifted, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
Malik is queuing up a Yashikaya for a cast speed.
I mean, that's pretty cool, right? That's one of those kind of mechanics as well that can catch out even the best player.
If he goes for it.
Suddenly this spell, these animations that you've got so used to seeing, bam. It just happens a little bit sooner, a little bit quicker.
Yeah. I mean,
it can really trip you up.
I would highly prefer to see a refresher. I know this is kind of like the hype.
He's going to refresh his shard, you know.
Yeah, but once it's gone, right? Like, I mean, yeah, either way, it's hype. If he does get it, that would be really cool if he does get the opportunity. It also increases like the war stomp and everything too. It's pretty much instant, so it's cool. Whatever. Either one I'm pretty okay with, especially if they just play it clean now in these upcoming moments, because they've opened up the game completely now with this puck, with this Weaver, with this Aegis. Got a great opportunity to go toward the high ground and start poking. And Noob is continuing to scale. You know, that slight concern that maybe there was there for him falling off, it's not there. Even though he died the once in that mid lane, with an Aghanims done, with his Mjolnir getting closer and closer. Yeah, we saw similar from no one in particular once we got to late game puck, what he was able to do. Tense moments upcoming. Going ready.
Yep, we're back in on the action. TH2000, will he dive? He does. He goes up a little bit, does get caught by the pounce, but as I say, he's pretty unkillable in this status. And actually, Ducalis, he was ready to dive even more. Running past the tier 3, they'll settle to put the pressure onto the buildings, force out the fortification. A couple more pickups there with the Hex now done on Mallory. Crit also having a Yule, so extra bit of setup. Noobie's in! He's going to jump in with the two-man Dream Call. They get the follow-up Gemini down, and they've only got the Doom again down onto Amar. Amar's in trouble. The Slark will fall. Crit to die as well. The buyback will come out from Amar. The secondary Doom dropped down onto Mallory, so he's going to have to roll his way back towards the Fountain and stay out with the fight for now. They don't have the buybacks on the two supports Falcons.
Everyone's too tanky at this point.
I mean, here we go. I mean, this was much more of a dive than I expected, but it was beautiful. It pays off. PSG Quest, they get right into the base of Falcons. They're going to be able to take the bottom set of barracks, and almost certainly more. They can swing over towards the mid.
They absolutely can. Yeah, 50 seconds, no hoodwink. We saw Falcons. They don't have the damage between these three, especially if they're going to get doomed. 90 seconds, no reincarnate, no rolling thunder. They want more.
They do. Omar tries to get the jump off the side, but I think that was a stolen Rayfire Blast, I believe, caught him there. Omar tripping him up. And he's out for 100.
That could just be it. They give him the XD.
Oh, the XD. Oh, my goodness.
Hey, that's what he gets for saying, you gave me my signature heroes at the start.
Indeed, that's the finisher to that conversation. The XD, indeed. I do love a good XD.
Gets popped. They're looking to close this out.
I mean, there's no Slark for 80 seconds. PSG Quest, they could continue the diving. They look over towards Maureen. They catch him in the call. He's gone. GG is called. We're going to a game 3, ladies and gentlemen.
Because TH2000 can play it. It just, can he play with this team and how much can they do? He's doing the same thing I saw him do the other day. He buys boots, runs to the lanes. He's going to place the triple webs. Falcons is predicting this will happen. They're going to place a ward to maybe try to get there in time to get a kill. They won't, but yeah, he's essentially going to place a web, which is probably in all 3 of those lanes, to be able to apply the necrotic webs to each one of them to try to get that lane advantage, because that's what this draft is about.
And did you like the versatility being shown from Falcons here? Being able to get the Wind Ranger, getting crit to play as support, in order to take that away as an option that maybe Noob would have wanted to consider for his last pick.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely very interesting. It's not the strongest of 4 positions or 5 positions really at this point in the meta, but it can work in some of these games, especially if you're doing some type of deny thing. And just a little small thing is to point out is the Tailwind. You know, we pointed out the other game, it didn't work out the best with the Primal, but he does have the Primal plus that increased movement speed stuff and everything like that. And he's got a Doom in his lane, so a very speedy lane with the Scorched Earth plus that Tailwind that can come in. Yeah, and we'll see how these lanes do go down and see how they're able to do, because now we also do get the fun of the Primal versus Pango in the mid lane again. You know, we saw Noob suffer heavily And let's see if he's going to be able to do better as this Pango matchup. He did good in like the first 4, right? I think until level 4 and 5, he was doing pretty good. But then
he was getting some good denies.
It was just like a little bit of an edge that Malrine got, and he actually got 6 first, and then he gets the kill. So timings are going to be everything here. Bottom, let's see how this lane does too. It's a Beastmaster Spirit Breaker lane that they opted for this. You know, Omar, he asked for the Spirit Breaker, so it's a bit of an interesting choice that he wanted to go for versus this Chen and CK, because could be difficult for him to apply too much pressure, but maybe he was. I'm actually wondering why he did. Maybe he's like, oh, I don't need mana in this lane, and I can kill the creep. Because we've seen these Chens every single time they get this Satyr and just burn mana, and Spirit Breaker is one that doesn't really rely too much on it. I don't know. I'm trying to theory craft stuff, but it's interesting.
But what's the downside of these two? Is it just that they don't really have the damage earlier to fight against the sustain that Falcons will have between these two?
Yeah, it's double melee, and it's into a CK who just has built-in sustain. So overall, I would say that Skeeter should get some solid free farm down here. So yeah, just a bit of an interesting one to see that they did go for that Spirit Breaker. But it could also be just about that mid-game where he's able to make quick early rotations. And that has been the key to PSG Quest's success, is quick early rotations and aggression that they're able to dictate. So we'll still see the Satyr do its job and be very obnoxious, as it's just going to burn the Beastmaster's mana away. So,
and overall, what do you think it is about this sort of patch or series that, in particular, maybe that made PSG Quest want to try and bring out this TH2000 Brood once again and look to play fast against Falcons? Is it something that you feel that other teams have been doing against Falcons that's had success? Is, why the option to try and just go all in and try and run them over?
Oh, sure. I mean, it's up to the carry player every single time, right? If whatever he asks for. If he feels like this was one of the best heroes that he could play, you kind of have to pick it for him. You know, the other day with the Naga pick, they did have like this Ember ET, but it ended up not mattering at all because the Ember literally had no game. So if TA2000 wants it, you give it to him. But yeah, as we said, it's a 1-4 record, as we saw brought up there for them, and they did end up even losing versus like Mouse with it. So
he might be dead here. Power shot comes in, and indeed he'll fall. First blood from Mars. He takes the carry out.
And Amar overall, he is playing it more normal hero. Yes, the Slark is down his style, but the greed definitely hurt him. It felt like in that last game, just trying to get too many of these late game type of items, and he just got doomed every single time, so he was just deleted. And they did pick that Slark into the Doom last game, so Amar will just get handed a free courier, okay.
Mid matchup so far. Pretty even. And what we're seeing, Noob, well, actually he's going to have this wave coming in onto him as well, so with that in mind, he's got a decent lead here against Malrine so far.
Malrine tends to drag waves when he's playing Primal Beast. I was literally about to say, like, he went for a different build that we saw Noob go. Noob went the level 3 Uproar in particular because he just wants to be able to try to fight in the lane. Malrine, he puts a second point in Trample so that he can just trample down and try to enhance his farm with that while pulling it into neutral camp, so it's a different approach from each player, and it's always interesting to see that even though it's an exact same matchup, two players have completely different kind of approaches for it. They'll glyph the wave just to be annoying, to slow down Malrine from clearing that with the trample.
That's pretty annoying for him.
Absolutely.
He's going to have to onslaught away.
That means Pango should have a bit of an advantage, of course, and he's actually going to chase him and dragging his wave to potentially catch the wave he's trying to.
He was definitely thinking about making the move all the way over there, Noob.
I love it. He literally dragged the mid wave to try to catch the secondary wave from Malrine, so cool stuff. Bottom, we're seeing an immense amount of denies. Skeeter also being able to get the wave behind his tower. Some of the highest denies I think we've seen in the safe lane at 3 minutes. It's 9 already up on him and 4 on the Chen. So they've taken out 13 creeps down there just with denies.
Yeah, I mean, it's as you say, the setup with the Spirit Breaker Beastmaster hasn't been able to do a lot in the lane. In terms of the overall game, are there heroes you'd say on Falcons that are going to be scared of Omar's Spirit Breaker? Like, what sort of threat is the SB going to offer here?
Yeah, I mean, the hero can't always just be good. It's just if you fall too far behind, sometimes you just charge to your death in a lot of instances. And versus a 5-man lineup, Malrine just wait. Malrine got me. Wait. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking right now. That's weird.
Trying to fight back here, but it's very much for Malik and Omar to actually do damage to these two. It just feels kind of pointless. They just heal up.
Sorry, my brain just broke for a second there because Malrine lost his courier to Noob. I didn't even see where his courier was. I don't know how it did. And then he also got his water rune denied by a boar. I think Malik sent a boar over there. So Malik, even though he's not having a good lane, he is trying to do stuff with his boars and stuff, and he's denying runes and getting those stacks going. So he'll have recovery outlets. But we have to talk about the contestion that they can do. Falcons, they can contest those stacks with the Primal Beast if he's off to a good start. So far, Maureen, even though there's no denies on Noob and he is playing very well in the lane, Maureen is still getting these levels, and he's got level 3 trample to get those stacks.
Yeah, if they don't manage to keep control of that area for recovery for the Beastmaster, it's going to be a tough game for Malik. Yeah. Free farm continues for Skeeter on this bottom lane. It's a dream start for the CK.
I'm wondering if I was like thinking if Ducalis maybe looks to like make a move, because the top lane is already pretty rough. So I was wondering if maybe he goes through the portal to try to do something bottom, but he might just die before it is even possible.
It certainly looks like it. And they dive in under the tower to get him. Amar will be able to do so. See if they can kill him in return.
Power shot slow.
Omar on the retreat. Charges back up though. Omar's in. Shackles out. Doesn't matter. Omar still able to reach forward and get the final punch to take Amar down.
Good TP. Malik, he's just going to have to deal with this and, as you said, you know, recover off of these stacks and stuff like that. Noob has hit 6. Maureen is trying to get his 6. He's juking.
Noob?
He's juking beautifully.
He's actually able to get the grab off to take Noob out of the Rolling Thunder. He'll opt for TP out of here.
Does he live? He does not.
He does not. The damage is enough. Good efforts there from Maureen, but he won't succeed. PSG Quest able to find the kill around the mid.
Great TP from Ducalis and Maureen. Probably like, oh, maybe if I pop my Fairy Fire before the TP, I could have potentially lived. Probably not, but either way. Little jukes around that were nice to get that grab, but yeah, Ducalis does end up coming in for that cleanup kill, and... Oh, Crit stole the illusion rune. Okay, I was like, where did the power rune go? Crit was able to sneak in and grab it. Good TP.
This gives a lot of room for Noob.
And he's having...
Maureen have to walk back out on the map after trying to use the TP to escape.
Yeah, and similar as we saw, you know, from Maureen in that matchup, it is about a... Even higher, actually, 1,200 gold lead coming out from the Pango. So Noob definitely set up for success to make moves around early on, and that's been the success for PSG Quest a lot of times. When Noob has this good game, it can cause a lot to happen here. As Skitter, oh, are they going to get double wisdoms here? Oh, they just might. Oh, they will. And Malik, his stacks are being contested as well, too. They're scouting them out.
It is
prevented a couple.
Could be difficult for him to get the space to farm them.
That is pretty brutal, losing your double wisdoms. Supports now will be low level, especially the Spirit Breaker. Chen and Wind Ranger now almost like 4.5, close to 5, while Spirit Breaker's 3.5. Same thing for the... Jakiro's almost 4, but yeah, that wisdom being taken away. Genius move there from Skitter, as he tends to do.
Amar and Crit top, getting to the point where they can really build up the pressure. Once they get the Doom on Amar, they could look to dive.
They're bringing Maureen, but he's actually preemptively charged, so they could set up onto him, and you might not expect this. And it gets stopped.
Jeez, puts up the onslaught. They'll get the shackle shot connection onto TA2000. They're not able to get any follow-up. TA2000 able to back off.
He's
Maureen surrounded by the 3 of them. He's got the trample. Verify as well. He's able to step away before Noob's able to get him with the swashbuckle. Rolling Thunder's in for Noob. They'll sell for Crit. Crit gets the Wind Run off. Your breath's out though. Crit surely should fall. He'll get one more shackle shot and a power shot out. Crit goes down. The rest of Falcons, though, they stay healthy here on the high ground.
They're considering going back in. Skitter has turned up, and Maureen has been healed up as well, too. I think they passed a couple Lotuses to him. They want to try to make a move now that Rolling Thunder is down. They want to try to find this Brood. Maureen.
Carlos.
He's actually TPing out. Looking to set up onto mid. The Power Rune has spawned. Noob will be able to get that Arcane Rune just beforehand, though. Well, Maureen should have this kill. He's got the grab.
He does indeed. Grabs him up. Pick up. They've got the shackle to hold back Noob, so Maureen's got the space to step out.
Action-packed early game. So many rotations top. Perhaps another one.
Mars getting pretty low here. The harassment of the spiders, and they've also got the raw. So setups there. The Doom gets found.
Love that from Malik. You know, he's already having a tough time, but being able to just sneak up on him there. He has hit the level 6. That was really nice. Skitter will, as you said, finish off the tower, but yeah, good rotations coming out here to even things up. In TA2000, he is top of the net worth on this Brood.
He is. It's where you need to be. When you're playing the safe lane Brood, you can't afford to start slipping behind.
And they did the other day, they did have that type of like good advantage early. It was just like one mistake that kind of compounded massively. Bottom, Malik.
And that's got Carlos here to help out. Phantasm comes out though for Skeeter. They'll turn to continue to chase down the Beastmaster. Noob's in with the Rolling Thunder though. It's ready to jump over towards the CK. Catches him with Rolling Thunder. Malik does go down, but they're keeping Skeeter chain stunned up. They'll kill off the Chaos Knight. They kill off the Chen. Quest, bring in the numbers.
Noob, what a jump over the Lotus Pool perfectly to land on top of the CK. They lose the Beastmaster, but well worth it. They bring down the CK. Great moves, super aggressive stuff, and they will be able to back up and get these stacks as we do see it again. They don't even see him coming in. It's an instant TP as soon as the aggression happens. Noob just trying to be incredibly active. I love it.
Absolutely, it's a great spot for Carlos to be in as well. Offers up that extra bit of time, so the Falcons have to spend that much more trying to get this Beastmaster kill. By the time they find him, it's all too late. They lose 2 in return.
Yeah, and even though Omar in particular also didn't do a whole lot during the laning phase, a couple of these charges now have come in very clutch. Just either keeping the tabs of the vision or just stopping the initial charges and stuff like that. So nicely done from him. Smoke up, Malrine. He's gotten the haste rune. Wants to try to use this one, maybe to contest the stacks that they know the Beastmaster might be going back to. The PSG Quest, they're ready. They're ready to protect these stacks. They've got the Ice Path to cover versus that Pulverize from a distance. They've got the Spirit Breaker also, who's almost 6. And even Noob is swinging over. They really want to protect this. Anticipating the movement from Falcons. Malrine. They're going to bait him.
Feels strong because he has this haste rune.
You might think that there's not everybody here, but there is.
Look at the Ice Path for the setup. They hit him with the burst, the roar as well. They punish him immediately.
What a bait. This is some this is some genius level stuff coming out from PSG Quest. Just whoever's making that call, just nobody show, throw the X's, make him go in for it, and then jump him. That was beautiful stuff here.
Did you see? Did he get the majority of the stack, or were PSG Quest actually able to secure some of those last hits themselves during that?
Don't think he got anything. It didn't look like he did at least. I think maybe he got 1 or 2 of them, but yeah,
but
they pretty much got everything.
Not even all of them. Yeah.
Great move.
Went right into their trap.
So prepared. I mean, that's such good forethought coming in. And Omar now has hit level 6, so Malrine potentially trying to get a setup on Tim, but no, it's a little too deep. Now they do have damage that can be provided from the supports as well as Malrine does step up again, and now it's over him.
He's got the setup with the ultimate. They're going to knock him back in the Rolling Thunder and the Macropie. Malrine's gone.
And here comes TA2000.
They're throwing down tips. It feels like they're going to be able to start getting into Malrine's head with these plays.
He's bottom of the course, even below that Beastmaster who is struggling. They've literally baited him multiple times.
Jump forward. They're able to close the gap in. Noob, double kill.
Oh, they're playing this perfect.
And the Spirit Breakers you mentioned, it's really fitting into the style they want to be rolling with this game. Omar always there either for the follow-up or to start the plays. It's doing a lot.
And they can potentially just look to siege all these towers. Overall, for Falcons, defending the towers is mostly up to Malrine if he wants to actually do so. And now he's died a couple times back to back to back. Could be afraid to even show up to some of these. As PSG's Quest, they have his number. The 3, these trio, Noob with Omar, as well as the Jakiro, it's more than enough damage to be able to bring down even somebody like the Primal Beast. Very cool stuff. And look at this, they're just continuing to play around Noob, who's having a beautiful game. Amar is still getting good farms, same thing for Skeeter, but they have really shut down Malrine to some of the lowest points I've seen him have. He's got stacks to go back to, which he probably will have to try to catch back up of. But yeah, some great aggressive moves. And Malik, that Beastmaster, is doing pretty good. He's actually 3 components of that Aghanims now. Hot stuff.
So what they want to do next now. Blink Dagger's done on Amar. I mean, if they can get the smoke out, yeah, he'll buy it himself.
It's going to be time for him to go. He's going to try to reestablish this early game. They don't want to keep sacking Malrine. Amar has to get involved.
Yeah, PSG Quest, they're getting that exact sort of lead that they, you've got to imagine on paper that they expect to be having when they play this style, draft these heroes.
Playing around every single power rune as well, too. Bottom, it'll spawn. Omar is going to immediately run to it. It's the race to the rune. Malrine, this time he'll be able to get it safely. But they're going to smoke and look for a play. They have the blink on the Pango from earlier, and he's got even the Ogre Club too, so he's very strong. And Malrine, he is going to do the route of the Blade Mail as well that we saw too from Noob.
Well, let's see how prepared Falcons are to come in with the jump from Amar with his blink.
Yeah, tough for Mal. I mean, Malrine does have this amp damage, and he's got the Blade Mail done, so both teams looking to make kind of similar movements, it seems.
I'm going to go over and try and play around the Twin Gate. Majority of Falcons themselves leading over towards the triangle of PSG Quest with Amar leading the way with this blink ready.
They know this is the real one. They're going on him immediately.
They do. Charge comes in. Skeeter.
Oh, whoa.
Okay, they don't actually get him in the follow-up. Skeeter gets the chance to turn and fight back.
Now
The power shot
here.
comes in, they take Dakalis down.
How did Skeeter get out of this one there?
They just weren't able to line up the stuns.
All right, well.
I guess they just blew everything on the illusion.
I guess they had the charge on the real one too, but then just didn't end up getting the secondary connection.
Not at all. I mean, they kind of the ice path follow-up missed completely.
Yep. And now Omar is under vision.
He is. And he's going down as well. Falcons, 3 kills for them. And as we said, when you play against Falcons, any mistake you make, even if you've got a bit of a lead, it's going to hurt you. And Maureen's happy to pull out the smiley face, of course, was getting tipped earlier.
They just, okay, I'm going to see this. I think he just completely whiffed. Yeah, that was like everything. Even the dual breath just off the mark.
And they need
that was weird.
A rough one there for Dakalis. If they get that ice path, it easily buys enough time as well for Malik to step up and get the raw follow-up.
Yeah, but even, I mean, maybe they would just answer too, because Snaking's coming in with a mech and a hand of God too, so Falcons end up just getting in the perfect opportunity, putting the aggressive wards down in the triangle while also being able to run and catch that. They're back in it, and PSG Quest, their lineup can't make these type of mistakes.
Quest, I want to keep fighting. Omar,
safe.
For the setup, Omar's in with the jump.
They got on the perfect target.
They're able to get the Doom and the Focus Fire down on towards the Pangolier. They're going to be able to run him out of the team fight as that's Noob gone.
Uh-oh. 2 big mistakes. Falcons capitalizing.
They're chasing down Omar.
There's another reality rift.
Yep, they've got him.
Pretty
They're
dead.
able to drag him back. He'll try and charge away, but it's too late. Snake King takes it down with the final right click.
Uh-oh. These mistakes.
They're falling apart a little bit.
Can't make too many of them. TA2000 is still farming well, but now there's Maureen completely back in it.
Yep, and Skeeter, he's so close to the same amount of farm as the Broodmother. Indeed, the items are flying out.
He's got the Orchid, so now Pango has to be careful in some of these situations to jump in. Same thing for the Beastmaster.
There's always the risk with these sort of drafts. The PSG Quest, when they run this Brood, they want to play fast. You start to make mistakes, you start to slip up the game. It can get very hard very quickly.
They got to keep trying to go for these plays, though. If they slow down the pace of the game, it's just going to fall into Falcons' favor, it feels like. So let's see what they do with that next move. Feels like a very crucial for them that needs to be successful. They're going to go for this move. I mean, they have to keep going for these moves. And yeah, Dakalis, you just can't miss his spells like this. What are they going to find? Right. Steps up, breaks the smoke, and will immediately reset away. Roche, do they want to try to threaten something like this up here since they have the Pango and they have the Brood? It might be an option. Okay, this is a pretty good move. Doesn't get them a kill, but at least gives them these ages to be able to fight right afterwards. But I definitely want to see them look to fight right after they get this, since they've got Ag's timing on the Beastmaster, they've got this Mantha and stuff.
Yeah, they have to.
I mean, Falcons can definitely fight back. Their Doom is on cooldown for 20 seconds, but let's see if PSG Quest can find an opportunity to get the ball rolling again.
Yeah, they've got to look for it. They can't sit back.
No, I do not want to see them slow things down. And speaking of Malrine also, he did get his Blade Milk because his career died before, and he does have a Vitality booster too, so he is tanking up quite a lot here. Comes the move to the portal.
I don't know that they're down here, of course, with how they revealed everything with the Spiders standing to take the tier 1 tower. So.
And they gave Malik that Aegis too, thinking that he's the primary target to have it. That does leave some vulnerability for Noob.
Yeah, we have seen in our last few fights, if they were able to find the Doom onto Noob, he's just out of it.
He's got to just kind of wait then. He has to come in afterwards. He does have the blink, so the Beastmaster kind of just walks in and baits them, and then the Pango can follow up. And Noob has to just be very careful of his positioning. Next fight could be pretty crucial for them. There are lots of wards up here, so they are watching all of Falcons. They have, what, 3 wards up here on the side of the Dire.
A very different sort of vibe now. I mean, we're not seeing PSG Quest like just, Omar leading him with the charges at any opportunity. They're having to be much more careful about how they take a fight.
And it's
Courier snipe there as well.
Wait, what killed it? Was it? What?
Wait, what? Yeah, what did kill it? What, was he buying the ultimate orb from their secret shop?
I mean, it looks like a creep killed it or something. I guess he was farming with his spiders and the courier passed over.
Oh, was it Chen creep?
I would say Chen.
Oh.
Wouldn't it?
Let's get a replay. Replay of the Anna.
It's an ulti orb. It's quite a bit of stats.
I mean, you're right. It must have just been a random. Maybe the Chen creep Chen creeps outgrowed some of the neutrals.
Or a spider did, and then the spider with the courier passed over.
And then the neutrals outgrowed shifted to the courier passing over.
It's definitely painful to lose that. As Falcons, they get another item timing. Shiva's finished up for Amar. He's got the blink and Shiva's now for this next upcoming fight. And they have all these auras on top, while on the side of PSG Quest, they don't have these auras. Yes, they have Aegis, but...
Falcons. Smoke Dispel, Skeeter's in. He's looking for a target. Gonna be able to find the silence on towards Ducalis there to follow up with the Pulverize. They probably just want to let this Jakiro go down and not try and fight back here. Quest, they've got to run. Back away.
Yeah, they instant disengage. There's a blink on Malik too, so they do have multiple forms of engaging.
Skeeter might be ready to go again.
You can see how aggressive Skeeter wants to be.
He's ready to blink. So there it is. He's in with the setup straight away. It's going to be on towards Malik, of course, the one with the Aegis for now.
And he just dies though.
No, Mark. He's getting the backup coming in. They've got to try and fight this PSG Quest. Nope. It's with the Rolling Thunder. Gets the jump over towards Crit. They'll isolate the Wind Ranger first. Crit. They'll try and run away, but the slows are coming in.
Nope.
Did he actually get out of this? Crit might actually live.
He gets out?
They couldn't kill him. The Wind Run was out, and he's got a shackle to hold them back if necessary. And he back over towards the mid. And Marzin with the jump. He's able to zoom down onto Malik. Crit will finally die, but he's done his job. He's been such a distraction. And the rest of PSG Quest are just getting completely handled here, close to their base.
They're getting outplayed, they're getting outmoved. Falcons is so ready. They just completely dodge Noob's roll and then just reset and go on the next targets. That's a buyback. You can feel the desperation from Ducalis. He's like, we need to win this next fight. And they don't get anybody. I mean, they just get Crit. They don't get any of those big targets.
Yeah, and that's Crit. It was all the distraction.
It really was. He pulled them away and the roll came out, and by the time he gets to the high ground, he's like, ooh, I cannot walk into that there. Uh-oh. PSG Quest. He made a fantastic game in Game 2, but this is one of those lineups that really doesn't want to make these type of mistakes early, and a couple of those have now compounded. CK at the top, same thing for that Doom, and TA2000 overall. He's got a Manta, but yet to see him really get involved with any aggression, and he's going down the Lincoln's route too, so no Orchid or anything to be that aggressive.
See again, just this dive that they're able to get away with because TA2000 and Omar, they're just elsewhere chasing Crit. Ducalis has no one to save him, as you say, after buying back. And Amar finding the Doom target perfectly once again. This time dropped down onto Malik. Whoa, and he's quick with the blink as well there.
He gets out. I mean, there's a charge coming in, but no way you want to continue that one.
I don't think you want to try and take this fight over their side of the river.
I mean, Skater he's playing so well on the CK, as he tends to. I mean, he gets sometimes forgotten because of how well Malrine and Amar plays, but yeah, he just, the timings that he's gotten are incredible, and he can play super aggressive in comparison to TA2000 overall. Yes, he's got Manta Lincolns, but it's a pretty defensive item build overall from the side of TA2000 in comparison to Skitter, who could just blink Orchid and just kill pretty much any target that he does find.
Yeah, much harder for TA2000 to find kills in these fights.
Yep. He's kind of just like a cleanup person. Definite concerns coming out for PSG Quest in these next upcoming moments. Even though they got the Aegis and stuff like that, they couldn't even formulate a fight to be able to match up versus Falcons, who just ran at them. Malrine now has Eternal Shroud and Blade Mail too, so unbelievably tanky now on him. Unlikely he is going to get brought down unless they bring 5, isolate him. They've got a firm grasp of this game now at 23 minutes with this lead.
They'll play it careful. They'll probably wait for the next Roshan Falcons before they try and go for any aggressive push.
I think they're also probably telling each other too. They're like, we completely came back in this one after a little bit of a rough stuff from Marine. All it took was two pretty massive fights for them to just be in such a huge lead. So they can probably, just play a little bit more defensively and just wait for another mistake that comes out from PSG Quest if they claim a high ground fight.
Quest, of course, they have to continue pretty much smoking up at every opportunity. The problem is Falcons, they're prepared for it. They smoke up themselves.
They see Noob.
Noob, it's going to try and go for it. And he's probably going to have to decide against this pretty quickly. It's a little deep.
Now they might re-engage onto him too. He has to be careful. Marine throws the rock. Doesn't quite connect. The power shot will clip him though. He'll be able to blink out because of the shield rune.
Yeah, Skeeter was a little bit closer. He would have definitely gone for that.
No Rolling Thunder now for 60 seconds. Falcons is going to look to push their advantage. Skeeter looking for his target. It's a boar. Wanted to get a bigger one, obviously, but there we go. 9 pets have been killed.
Quest just having to hide every time the Falcons really gets on their half of the map. PSG Quest, what are they waiting for next?
They have 40 seconds, no Rolling Thunder, so they can't fight without it. They need to have every single cooldown, and they need to hope for some type of dream engagement that they can catch Falcons off guard.
Losing that tier 2 will at least force out the fortification. Echo Saber nearly done on TA2000.
Maybe that'll be the call to go with that one. This does feel like they're running into some difficulties. Crit just continuing to push this tower to the 4th position, taking us. They're going to allow him to do this. Gonna try to set up on him. Charge coming through. Doesn't want to chase the high ground, though. Snaking's about to have the pipe. So they're about to have mech pipe on their lineup on top of having these 3 beefy cores. Damage could definitely be an issue in that next fight, too. Even if PSG Quest finds angles to catch these heroes, they're very durable now. He also, I believe, has, great healing Lotus. I mean, I've been seeing Snake gather these Lotuses as well, too. Always something to try to keep track of. And they have the drum. So in comparison, any auras on the side of PSG Quest? None. They have 4 staff on the Jakiro, and it's going to be a Shadow Blade finished up for Omar. So in the 5v5, definitely problematic. Potentially maybe look for just pickoffs now to try to slow down the ball of Falcons since they have this Shadow Blade on the Spirit Breaker. But Falcons isn't really splitting up. Not giving Omar the opportunity to use the Shadow Blade.
These quiet moments just can't feel too good for PSG Quest.
It doesn't feel like it at all. TA2000 just yet to get involved. He's still top net worth.
He is, but
how much can he actually do in these fights versus these super beefy cores with auras?
Yeah, it's tough to sort of see him getting the damage out unless the fight gets laid out perfectly by the rest of the team.
Or somehow they can, like, it feels like it has to be such a long duration team fight and they get like multiple instances of all these spells as Ducalis will show himself.
He's got a 4 staff and an ice path.
He's very dead. There's a charge coming in, but it's not going to save him.
Omar's not going to want to go over here. Ducalis gone. Falcons.
And look at Omar. He had the Midas, uses it a couple times, sells it. He's got a full BKB now on top of everything too. So on top of being incredibly durable with the auras, now he's got that magic immunity too. Just to be able to pick and choose whatever target he wants to go for with Doom. Just has to worry about a roar.
Got a blink dagger on Marine as well, so even easier for him to find the catches.
And what neutral item did he get too? We'll see in a second. Just, firm grasp of the game. Falcons not making a mistake, not giving Quest an opportunity to try to snipe anybody who's split up, because, they're really not splitting up at all. TA2000 trying to apply pressure on bottom, so they're trying to split the map. They're trying to make Falcons kind of split up so they can get these pickoffs with their Blink Roars, with their Shadow Blade on the Spirit Breaker, but Falcons is just, they're not really reacting to this. They're still just looking to play together. That does mean that TA2000 does get a nice tower for himself, though.
After the Harpoon, wants to get the BKB. So you've got to imagine then with the Manta, the Lincolns, the Harpoon, and the BKB, that's going to be fight time.
I mean, maybe he does feel like he can just be that fighter versus everybody by himself, but definitely does not feel the easiest because they could just prioritize the Doom onto him if they break the Lincolns. And without the Broodmother, if he does get doomed, it does feel like their damage is going to be only from the Pango at this point, since there is that pipe that's going to counteract a lot of the Beast. And Roche, it is back up. Skeeter will start it. Can they even contest it on the side of PSG
I don't think
Quest?
so.
I don't think so, which is concerning.
Gonna go down pretty quick and easy here. PSG Quest not likely to be able to make the move over here in time. So Falcons getting the pick up on this. They can start to look to really push it up to the high ground. I don't think they're scared of much coming out from PSG Quest right now.
No, it's not feeling like it. And we're seeing multiple Lincolns and stuff being queued up for the side of PSG Quest. Another one queued up on Noob. They're trying to find answers just maybe for this Doom and stuff. But yeah, everybody else is starting to get to these critical mass points. I mean, TA2000 is doing a good job just being very obnoxious with his spiders, though. This bottom tower dropped, mid tower, he's actually able to apply good pressure with his spiders, too. But it's just, what is he going to be able to do when the 5v5 kicks off is the question. It's been quiet for some time. Usually when these games have these quiet moments, it culminates in like one fight. Let's see how that does end up going down. Trying to lane control as best as possible. Omar just charging these waves. Falcons, as you said, they're looking to force the issue here. Craggy Coat was the option there for Malrine. Sorry, it took me a second to see which one he did grab. And they did get a Vindicators on the CK. Pretty great neutral items that they're able to grab. Taking the tower here. Aegis and Cheese as well too, so yeah. essentially have to go through these heroes so many times.
They're going to be ready to try and break the base. Now, Falcons. PSG Quest, how strong is their high ground? Look at the macro pile laid down first to clear the first wave.
They've got some good ways to stall it out between the axes and that macro. Will push Falcons back, and Tia2000, he's actually done quite a bit more damage to bottom, so he is still doing this annoying broodmother things. Yeah, looks like it will just be BKBs to be able to look for that 5v5 fight. Omar trying to find the catch.
I mean, Chris going to try and help out.
Oh, nice force staff.
In fact, Snake King, even just on the gen, he's much too tough to take down.
Oh, that was like the one time that Falcons is kind of split up for a second there. Omar almost gets us an opportunity, but immediately they regroup, not giving the Spirit Breaker chances to get the pickoffs that he was in the early game.
With the bottom lane being pushed around Falcons, they can look to take this tier 2.
Lanes are something they always got to just keep watching because there's a lot of ways to just invisibly push these lanes. The Spirit Breaker and these spiders and even the boars. Just kind of trying to keep these waves out. Omar seemed to have read where he is this time.
They're going to find him. He's going to try and run, but Skeeter's in with a Rift drag back.
If anybody knows how to play versus these annoying split pushers and stuff, it's Falcons. I mean, this is their kind of strategy. When they do fall behind, they do tend to try to do these cutting of creep waves and stuff. And you know, I used to call that the Curtis special, you know, the Owie special, where he's just very annoying with like visage birds and stuff. So you know, PSG Quest, they're trying to do this, but yeah, every time Falcons does find something here, and they're also just growing that lead. It's up 3K just during this Aegis timing. Boars and spiders all over the place.
Is there any sort of items coming out soon for PSG Quest?
It's just the BKB timings that they were getting. Yeah. They do, I believe, have the 2 and they have the Lincolns on the Pango. I mean, it is a bit of a timing sit together, but maybe just waiting for that Aegis to go down before they look for a fight. It's 90 seconds. But Falcons just getting more out of the map.
Got an amplified damage rune as well here to push in with Falcons.
Malreen's even just queuing up a heart at this point, not even feeling like he wants to go for that BKB because of the roar. Super durable. The Falcon special. Yeah, just sticking together. Nobody's ever playing alone. I mean, Skeeter was for about 10 seconds there, but then the rest of his team comes over. Look at Ducalis. This kind of tells the tale of how much they want to just try to keep these waves attempted to be cut here, but can't finish off the entire one.
Still just under a minute now with the Aegis on Falcons, so looks like for the most part, whilst of course overall Falcons have managed to get a fair bit of gold gain, as you can see, 5K up during this Aegis time. Not yet breaking the base and looking to go for the high ground, so but maybe a window for PSG Quest to get out with some sort of smoke play whilst this Aegis expires.
But do they really have to go for that high ground the way that they're scaling?
Oh, they don't. They're chilling.
Yeah,
Falcons
the Tricore's going up.
Try and take this game as late as they want to.
Yep.
They're feeling pretty solid with their spot.
Yeah, they can just keep getting that farm on everybody because it is increasing so much. Even the Chen is starting to get closer and closer to this Beastmaster and Pango kind of levels. They're turning into these cores as well with all this farm they're able to get.
Quest.
Now he gets a free shard also on the Chen, so he's going to be able to pick up some Ancients as well inside of these next upcoming fights. Quest, they're trying to strike.
They're going to go for a mark. They're in with the opening Rolling Thunder. They're able to put the Linkers. They get the full-out roll. They're moving over towards. We get forced up. He gets dragged back down by the Harpoon. The Ice Path Macropire laid down onto Amar, but Amar's able to get the BKB off. Gets knocked back by the Nether Strike. They've got him. They've killed the Doom. Can they get something more? Noob jumps over the Swashbuckler. Skeeter, he's chilling on the cliff. Do they know he's up here? Huh? Do they know he's... I don't know if they know he's there. They do.
He jumps down.
Oh, he is. He's going to try and jump down and look towards Ducalis, but now he's kind of separated from the rest of the team.
He's getting chased down.
The Harpoon to drag him back.
Force staffs.
Gets forced back, but they're in with the roots. He's back up to pretty much full HP. Continue to retreat. Maureen comes with the onslaught. They'll turn towards him instead. They have the charge back up. They got the bash into the Ice Path stun. Maureen's getting low.
He's still alive.
He's able to back away. Jump forward with the shield crash. Maureen, can Tia2000 finish him off? He can. Tia2000 gets in, gets the kill. Quick Manta to pop to get that way into the tree line and a TP out.
Oh, nice TP.
Tia2000 survives. PSG Quest, they pushed for the fight. They managed to get 2 cores.
That was so many little things that happened that were so clutch kind of coming out. The chain stun that they're able to get, and then the harpoon drag back onto Amar and finishing him off. They actually were they were probably going to get Skitter as well too. The communication that must have happened between the team is actually crazy. He backpacked his item, Maureen runs next to him, hands him the cheese so that he can pop it. That was split-second kind of stuff there coming in.
And how did he end with the clip? Did he get sort of knocked up by a charge, or did he phantasm his way up there?
I think he phantasmed and got put up there. I didn't quite get to see.
We'll have a look in a second. So yeah, this start here, Amar taken down, and then keep your eyes on Skeeter to the sun. Oh, this was we skipped the bit.
But look at the items.
Look when they came back down.
Backpacks the Manta, and watch Maureen hands him the cheese. Like, how do you do that in the midst of these kind of crazy fights? Because this was a fight where PSG Quest was very likely just kind of probably going to kill all 3 cores there if that didn't happen.
Whilst they might not have got all 3, still a big fight nonetheless there for Quest. Amar.
He's in deep.
He's been found. Gets a charge off, and backup's coming in. They've got a Rolling Thunder coming through.
And Skeeter.
Oh, he's got it trapped in a pretty rough spot here. We'll get the Phantasm off.
They got the Doom on the Brood.
Continues, but indeed, TH2000's got to be careful now. Alec jumps in, roars there. Macropire down as well onto Skeeter. Skeeter, he's burning. He's gone. They've killed the CK. Now they're going to look to try and chase for more TH2000. The Doom's soon to end on him. He was perfectly fine. They didn't get anywhere close to killing off the Brood this time round.
Omar, I mean, making magic happen, really. That charge coming in from behind them. And I do have to say, you know, they did go a bit of a greedy route on the side of Falcons, buying the heart on the CK. He's also going a heart on the Primal Beast. They didn't go BKBs. Seeing the control come in, seeing the magic damage come in, it's adding up.
Absolute signs of life here from PSG Quest.
Pretty incredible stuff that they're able to do.
The game was slowing down. Falcons were getting everything they wanted to, but Quest finding down to 2 opportunities to make these sort of plays.
Absolutely.
They're coming out on top of. TH2000 is getting involved, and we're seeing it. Even if they lay down the Dune onto him, it's pretty easy by the looks of it for the rest of the team to give him that space to get out of the fight and reset.
Omar. They're looking for Omar.
With a shackle shot. And the focus fire, Omar. I mean,
he's taking through it.
He's walking away. He's going to live.
Off the mark. He's going to live.
I mean, they get the jump over towards Crit. Amar's going for the BKB TP out. They got anything to stop it? They don't. Amar gets away.
Malik was so close to being able to come in and get the roar. PSG Quest are outplaying so hard in these fights. This is beautiful to see.
Yeah, they're really giving it to Falcons in the sense that, like, Falcons, we've seen this in a lot of the games, right, where they deal with the early aggression of a team. They're able to hold the game at a point where they just farm the map. They take their time. They don't try and rush the end, Falcons. And normally, they get away with it.
They do.
They get further and further ahead until the game is safe enough to close up. But PSG Quest turning up today saying, no, we're going to put a stop to that. You're not in a comfortable spot. You can't just sit back and farm the map. We're going to find our way out onto it and fight our way back into the game. They're still down 7K.
Sure.
But if they keep these sort of plays up, they're going to be able to do against Falcons' playstyle what other teams have struggled to ever do.
Absolutely. I mean, if they can keep getting these type of chain sequence stuns and control onto these heroes, you could see some problems come in definitely for the side of Falcons. And I mean, yeah, I'm mentioning the BKB. There is a lot of spells that pierce it, but there's a lot of damage that's just been getting amplified. I'm seeing like even macro pyres, this control that comes in just to get that follow-up chain stun. So PSG Quest now are even going to be able to set up for a Roche here. This is huge. And this is an Aghanims one too, so it's a pretty massive one that they're going to be able to claim. Probably just... Ooh, do you give it to Ducalis? You might just give it to the Jakiro. Omar's going to take it. I mean, Planner Pocket is going to be pretty valuable, but they're deciding which one wants to have it.
Ducalis, yeah, give it to Ducalis. Yeah. He's going to take it. All right.
There definitely is some, you know, Planner Pocket situations where they could have, like, maybe caught a Doom or something like that, but I think he's buying one of his own. He is.
Yeah,
so Omar, he's got it done.
Right? Oh,
so,
yeah,
so Planner Pocket could actually come into play massively, too, to absorb the Doom and stuff to protect on top of these Lincolns and everything. And TH2000,
he's getting a tower.
He's getting damage items, too.
Bash is on his way out, ready to go for the Abyssal.
I mean, this is beautiful stuff here from PSG Quest. The game is just
really
back to even.
I mean, as I say, and Falcons, when they've got the game into the position that they've had it, they don't normally get shaken up like this. It's normally kind of done and dusted, and that's sort of the way that they play like they do. They're like, this game is ours. We'll take everything and we'll close it up when we've got this incredible advantage. But yeah, Quest fighting back and taking that lead pretty much completely away now with those last few plays. Just only a 1K gold lead for Falcons. At 39 minutes in, it's basically dead even. They will lose Noob's Courier. Did have a full AC on.
Oh, he didn't get it in time?
It got sniped.
Oh, it got sniped. Okay.
It got sniped. So there's an AC on the sidelines for the next 3 minutes.
They're going to smoke anyway because they have the Aegis right now. They're feeling strong, especially if they can get these type of chain stuns. I mean, everybody's getting really, really farmed. Even the Jakiro, as we see there, since he got the Aghanims. His damage is nothing to laugh at anymore.
See how confident they feel about hitting the high ground.
Omar?
Oh, they'll get the jump on him, but backup's going to come in. Malik's in with the raw onto Skeeter. Omar, can he survive through this? Jumps out to the side. They're still trying to chase down the Spirit Breaker. Surely they get him. He's juking through the trees. They've found him. But this is board time for the rest of the
Doom on Malik.
Drop the Doom onto Malik. Ducalis off the mark with the Ice Path. Going to force up to the high ground. Ducalis gets shredded by Skeeter and the Phantasm.
Malik will be able to get away, but Falcons, even during that Aegis timing, they've been able to find an opportunity. TA2000 was nowhere near the realms of that fight. I think they're taking priorities and just looking for Omar now. I think they're like, this Spirit Breaker is actually kind of owning us a bit here. They do bring him down. They try to bail him out, but they can't quite.
They've got to make sure he dies when he charges in like that. They can't allow him to slip away like he did on that top fight.
This game is delivering on all fronts. A push now commencing. Even if there's an Aegis, they're trying to get something out of it on the side of Falcons, potentially even taking this Tormentor away. Well, this series has gotten so excited. So exciting. Amar has queued up an Aghanims. I believe he's probably seeing that there's the Planter Pocket available too, so now he's wanting to have this AoE Doom potential. Yeah, I like Not something you see too often on the Dooms. Nowadays, it tends to be just these Octarines and stuff like that, but can absolutely understand why he does want it. On top of also, what, 1, 2, 3 Lincolns or something that he has to deal with. And they're still going to forego those BKBs, just feeling like they don't need them. Aghanims next for Malrine. So all important is, these initiations really are everything. If PSG Quest are able to get the chain stuns on these targets, that's the key for success for them. If Falcons is able to get that Blink Doom onto a target, that's the key for success for them. And if they can take out the Spirit Breaker. Crazy stuff coming in. 90 seconds left on the Aegis. And Malrine does spend out. Does use all of his gold there as that full Ags. A little bit of a slowdown here for a moment. Bit of time to breathe.
Do they want to go with this last minute of Aegis?
They maybe want to wait for the AC on Noob. It's 30 seconds until it comes out on the Courier. Yeah,
that's quite a big purchase to add to the lineup.
I mean, that Courier kill was pretty massive. Wisdom Rune. TA2000 will be able to claim that one. Nearly having the 25
Super
talent.
Close.
He's got an Abyssal Blade too, so I mean, his damage, it is very high now at this point. So it's going to be like, if they can get the Doom on this Brood, if he's going to be able to get absorbed with Planar Pocket, etc.
They're trying to smoke up towards the end of the Aegis Falcons.
Amar switched back, by the way, so...
Okay.
I mean, he can always switch because he is doing some stuff, so he can actually queuing up the Refresher and stuff like that, but they are looking for somebody. They are looking to claim a high ground, but these spiders keep being pretty annoying.
Malrine, he's going to hop back and he'll deal with the push.
But he did show himself, so they're going to instantly charge a target, and they found Skitter.
They got the raw onto Crit. I mean, Crit's gone. With the knockback from Omar, they can set up onto the CK as well. Skeeter
to ditch Skitter.
He's going to be caught in this position perfectly for the Rolling Thunder of Noob. Skeeter's dead as well.
Omar is just doing it so much here. Malrine, he showed himself top. The second that he shows, they make the move. And there was Chen creeps there to answer that Brood, so maybe another mistake there from Falcons that PSG Quest just instantly capitalize on. I mean, if there's anybody that's going to be an MVP in this game on the side of PSG Quest, Omar is definitely making the argument for it.
Spirit Breaker, yeah. Just with the information, sure, his KDA is not really that flashy, 4.56.
Oh, sure, but
the ones that he's been involved in and what he's been able to do on the Spirit Breaker has been highly disruptive.
Yeah, I mean, getting this type of kill onto the CK is pretty huge because now Skeeter, yeah, he's farmed, but he's level 20. TA2000 is level 25, so a 5-level disparity between those two carries. And 30 seconds to get some type of advantage with onto the high ground.
So, I mean, obviously they won't want to use the buyback on Skeeter. He's up in 20 seconds. This could give time, though, for Quest to do quite a bit.
Oop. Marine.
Going to jump forward, but the charge is there. They're going to drop the Macropie, the Ice Path, the Raw as well. They throw everything down onto Malrine.
He's very
Falcons get him out alive. They can. He's able to back off.
They
They're able to save him. And they maybe can look to jump in themselves. Amar gets the first Doom down on towards Malik. He's able to pull them back as well. Charge forward with the onslaught. They're going to get the 3 of them. Amar sees the opportunity to charge in. The follow-up's there. They killed 3 of PSG Quest off. The defense is a massive success here for Falcons.
They barely even got him below half HP. I mean, Malrine baited the hell out of them, really. They used BKBs to try to commit forward for him, and did they actually? I think they used all of them there. Yeah, they used all their BKBs, so now Falcons, it's back the other way.
Let's see how much they can do. I mean, at the least, they may be able to force out some of these buybacks, Falcons.
That was without the CK, that they were able to just wipe 3 heroes. So yeah, onto the high ground, they're going to look to go.
It's the first buyback from Ducalis.
And there is a Doom available. Amar, he bought the refresher, so he's got one up here. So be careful who they show.
Fortifications there. 30 seconds until Malik and Omar are back in the game. Tier 3 tower top.
It's dropping fast.
It's gone now onto the barracks.
Amar will scout.
Was going to see if there was anyone hiding in the trees. Isn't to be, as they'll hide. And they'll look like they'll concede this top set of barracks. They want to hold off on using the buybacks. So one set taken now by Falcons.
Doom is at the ready again too, so. That Havoc hammer from Amar did a ton too in that fight. Just like the little mini vacuum 40 cut
it got the thread.
Yeah, it was like it actually was like a Darkseer kind of play. It was pretty cool. And now Lincoln's up for the CK. So still, yeah, they just don't want BKB, so fair enough. They just want it. They don't want it because of all these charges and PvP.
Yeah, there's a lot of control outside of the raw charges.
And now at this point also it's an Aghanims on the Jakiro too, so you're not blocking as much of the damage too. So.
And let's see. I mean, tier 2000, 6,000 gold. What does he need?
Switching.
What does he do here?
He's been queuing up like 5 different items. I keep trying to keep tabs of it. He had bots queued up, then he switched to Basher, then he had a different thing queued up. I'm not sure what he wants to go for here.
He's already got the Basher.
Oh, sorry, I was talking about Noob.
Oh, I'm talking about. Oh, he's got a lot of money as well. I'm looking at TX1000's bank account.
Yeah,
they've both got incredible amounts of money ready to spend. Yeah.
Refresher definitely feels pretty valuable on the Brood, I would say, because he's got all these usable items. And you are playing around.
Actually, just across the board, a lot of unspent gold on Falcons as well. They've got their options open.
Yeah, tier 2000 commits the gold. So his movement speed is going to be quite a bit slower to keep onto these heroes, though. But he will have 2 rounds of BKB, and the more important one is kind of like his damage for Insatiable Hunger. But let's see how much he can do, because he is slow.
Yeah, as long as he's got the webs to play with, right? You get easily enough speed to close in on people.
Malrine also has they have tons of gold, like you were saying, so I'll pick up a full item here too.
Yeah, what does Malrine want? I mean, with all this money sort of building up, is this sort of a game where like a surprise Hex can kind of do something big?
He could also just get another Lincoln's, because the Roar is probably the most threatening. The Roar and the Spirit Breaker will probably feel like the most threatening things that they have to play against, but he's got options. We'll see which one he wants to go for, because he can eat Ags and open up the slot and stuff, so. Items at this point.
Roshan's up, and around a time where PSG Quest have actually, I think a few of them have TP'd out of this area, so it wouldn't be easy for them to get back over here if Falcons do start to do the Roche themselves, so.
They can start it.
Yeah, they should just be able to get there. So, I mean, have they got a smoke on Quest?
I don't think, when I was checking, they didn't have one on them, so they're just going to have to walk in.
It's going to take them a bit of time. Now Ducalis has picked up a smoke.
They don't get there in time.
They do not. Yeah, Falcons seeing a good opportunity to step into that Roshan pick, get all the pickups for themselves, and Quest, they don't want to take a fight out on the map into this. They'll have to back off.
And Amar, they give him the blessing, right? Oh, they're going to give it to Skeet. Okay, it's interesting. Very interesting.
All right. I mean, Axe CK is pretty fun.
It is fun. It is distractions as well, too, to not let you get these right targets of the Roar and stuff like that. But
yeah, it could be pretty annoying.
Interesting choice. I really thought that they were going to give it to Amar, but maybe Amar's like, I'm too rich. I'll farm one. It's fine. But everybody very rich at this point. Skeeter now with the Swift Blink. 21,000 lead. Falcons now cementing things a little bit better here this time around. Bit of back and forth that we've had. Now starting to get to these insanely durable levels, though, as we saw. Have to be careful how you get baited by Malrine. That high ground push was pretty devastating. Oh, I've never seen this actually before. Omar actually.
He's got to be careful.
Omar.
He's going to get caught here by the shackle. Omar.
Oh, they've got him.
They absolutely have. He's out.
75. He's got by. But that's one of the most crucial targets, it feels like, for these fights.
They'll definitely want to try and push this buy back out of them.
Malrine bought Swift Blink, by the way. Pretty cool.
Skeeter. Stepping up, Malik's going to be able to get over towards Crit. Now focus the Wind Ranger first, bring him down low. They've taken Wind Ranger out. Malik's getting turned towards by Skeeter, but he's back up to full
Skeeter's
HP.
burning.
Noob, he's able to get the angle with the Rolling Thunder. That's the Aegis gone out of Skeeter. Charge throw from Omar over towards Malrine. TH1000 is starting to bite into the Primal Beast, but Malrine is so tanky. The break's coming out now as Malrine tramples about. Still staying on top of him. They get knocked back with the Nether Strike. They're controlling him. It's taking time, but they're bringing Maureen down low. Abyssal Blade comes in, they're taking him out. Now they can turn over towards Skeeter. They're going to be able to take him out a second time. Double kill for TA2000.
Omar,
it's full
new
retreat
buybacks
now for Falcons.
At TA2000, the refresher came into play. I want to see his damage. I got to see these damage numbers. 8,600 on the Brood. Just able to wail on these targets because they're fully controlled in the fight. I mean, the chain lockdown, the buyback coming in.
Crit and Amar thinking about making a play here.
They have the Doom.
Gonna look towards him. He's looking at the blink out time. Malik puts the refresher. He's ready to go with the roar. Turns over towards Crit. Crit pulled back for this. He's out for 110.
Oh, can they get another? Mar will be able to TP out, but only just. This teamfight execution, PSG Quest, unbelievable stuff. It requires 2 buybacks, but it does get some good cleanup kills. It also requires the refresher and double BKBs and everything.
Omar, he's got the charge on the board. Snaking. He's going to start playing around with the chain up top.
Can they connect?
Carlos is closing in.
He's got another charge in 5.
Carlos, he's got any setup or catch. And they've got the charge back up. Jump forward from Eyes, in with the Doom.
Buyback from Maureen.
Macropie and Ice Path laid down over towards the 2 of them. Snaking having to back off. They've killed off the Spirit Breaker. Noob.
100 seconds, no Omar.
He's got to think carefully about how much he wants to try and push this. He's going to start retreating with the remainder of the Rolling Thunder. Getting the buyback out of Maureen. They'll probably take that. Sure, Omar also now out for 90 himself.
And he is pretty crucial. His control that he's been able to apply in these fights is pretty massive for TA2000 to focus these targets, but a Maureen buyback also.
I mean, can Falcons go for a push during this 80 seconds of downtime where there's no Spirit Breaker, though?
I'm not sure. I mean, who knows now at this point? These team fights are ridiculous, how much they've been able to do during this with this back foot. And Maureen, so other thing that they tried, again, in these fights, they always communicating these cheese pass-offs. He dropped the gem on the floor. He got past cheese on Maureen, but wasn't able to pop it in that last one. He got focus fire down. They're queuing the BKBs now. It definitely feels a little necessary. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like some of these ice paths and stuff have been pretty detrimental. The control that they've been able to provide, but they have been trying to delay it as long as possible. Yeah,
I really think, it's as you said earlier, it's just that there's just so much.
There is so much
through the BKBs that for Falcons this game, the whole game's very much been like, do they really want to buy BKB? They could just so much else to kill them and control them around it.
I'm sure that they also maybe feel like in a lot of these fights, they're like, wait, how are we all dying? But it is just absurd control that they've been able to provide. But yeah, so Omar down for 20 more seconds. Refresher on TA2000 is coming back up in 22, and he's almost at critical mass. He's got the Moon Shard queued up, can probably expend that gold.
Yeah, I guess beyond that, you're sort of playing with something instead of refresher slot and swapping it out, going all in on that one fight.
Yeah. Doom back up in 10 seconds. Refresher is back up for Amar, and he's almost got 25 talent too, so it's going to be a pretty big one once he's able to get that as well. The mute would be pretty incredible versus that TA2000 Brood if he does ever find an opportunity. 207 spiders have been killed. Stupid spiders. This game is just absurd. The graph is actually quite interesting to see because Quest has had the experience advantage pretty much the entirety of this game. But the gold has been Falcons every single time. So pretty cool to see. The wisdom runes and stuff that they got early on, and it really was the difference between the Broodmothers XP and the CKs overall for the most part. Because Cedar's still only 23, TA2000's 27, so yeah, very interesting stuff. But I have to give a ton of credit to PSG Quest to be able to still be able to fight back.
Oh, absolutely.
Now we were talking, panel was saying too, how this is more of an early centric draft, and they've been able to make some really, really incredible moves to keep this game no longer really even, but keep themselves in it.
Yeah, something that other teams in this position against Falcons, they've just not been able to do.
No, I mean, most of these games, it's been decided very quickly right afterwards who's going to be able to win. But yeah, so far it's been a treat to see. Falcons, they're going to smoke up. They're going to look to try to go for this closing play. Skeeter is absolutely massive now. He has 9,000 gold. Not spending it, I guess.
That's true. He's not got the Moon Shard yet, has he?
No, but he can die, buy back, boots to travel in and stuff like that if he'd like to go for stuff like that.
That's true. Saving for the bots play might be the
I think that's probably it. And Amar, he did hit 25. So if he does land one of these Dooms, and especially onto that Broodmother in particular, could be that nail in the coffin.
Eyeing things up outside of the base. Falcons.
Tense moments.
PSG Quest stepping out.
Just only can make plays really around that smoke. It feels like they're trying to find Falcons a bit split up here. Falcons putting their tanky boys in the front lines. Malrine just starting to charge at them. Oh, quite a bit of lag there. Seeing what Creep Snaking's holding also. He's holding the Time Warp Aura, so cooldown reduction is pretty massive. I'm trying to keep track of these. There's just so much stuff happening. He also has the Centaur Aura for magic resist now at this point since it is maximum. So it's, what, 16% on hero. So yeah, the auras are something we do always have to factor in as well, too, in these later stages since they do get upgraded as the game goes on. Which they have every single one. Well, not the Crimson, but they have the important ones from the Creeps. Can they get some of these crazy fights again on PSG Quest? Full AC on Snaking as well. Yeah, the Aura Monster.
Carlos. Gonna step out, clear out some vision.
The Brood Micro to try to scout. TA2000 sending them all over the place. Seeing where Falcons are playing. How are these buybacks starting to get toward? It's 1 minute 40 on Noob.
Getting close to them being back up.
Yeah, Noob and Omar almost have theirs ready. Malrine, his is going to take a little bit longer, but looks like PSG Quest, they do want to be a little bit cautious until those in particular. Stepping out a little bit around their one ward they have. Did Skeeter spend some of that gold? He did, right? Okay, so he bought the Moon Shard.
Starting to approach here, Falcons. And PSG Quest also reaching out towards the middle of the map.
Malrine bought the BKB finally, by the way. And they have a, so now, Ancient Granite Golem, Ancient Frostbitten Golem, and they have Ancient Black Dragon. So when you see them near this Granite Golem, they're actually at 6,500 HP on the tanky cores. Once it gets closer to them, you'll see it just pump up. It pumps up like 1,000 HP on each of the strength cores or so.
Ready to start going for the base.
Starting to force
West
it in.
is going to have to do something. I mean, it looks like they're playing for the chance of getting Roshan first.
Yeah, you look at these HP pools. Yeah, 5,300 on Doom, 5,200 on CK.
We'll see how much of the base they lose for this trade. As they're opting to, by the looks of it, let the full set of bottom racks probably go for this.
It's a trade that they're making the choice to make. Let's see if it pays off.
I see only half the rack's gone for now. Maybe they're able to hold on to the melee. They've got the charge coming in.
They left the cheese, but whatever.
But hey, you know what? They only lose the range. The melee rack stays alive. So PSG Quest, they make the decision to go for that trade. Doesn't end up too badly for them at all.
Nope. And they get their buybacks back available. Everybody's got it ready. As we will see the cheese ferment in the pit.
There's a courier going out for it, right?
Yeah, you're right. Good call.
So they're going to be able to retrieve that for themselves.
They're even still thinking about all that stuff in this craziness of a game as we're approaching the 60-minute mark. The wraparound, there's a ward placed.
Falcons, are they ready for this one?
They're claiming the high ground themselves.
They're backing out. Full TP out here from Falcons. They do not want to try and fight in this position.
I mean, they have the CK taking out mid. He actually finished off the racks just because of that, so they kind of knew that that move was coming potentially here. Almost getting all these level 25s as well, too. It's the fastest Tormentor I've ever seen. Just immediately evaporates, and that was, what, like the third or fourth one as well. Oh, and we might get the 60-minute mark
we're definitely getting 60-minute items.
It's looking like it. And, oh, can you imagine if they get these giant rings on these three tanky cores as well? They're going to be
dude, giant ring on
8,000 HP or 7,000 HP plus on this Primal Beast in particular.
And what does Skeeter even do with this money? And he's probably get rid of the treads, right? You don't need Swiftling and the treads, do you? Get that treads up. Something else. He's got 11,000 gold.
Fight's going on.
It is. Nareen, they're going in on him. He might have nearly 6,000 HP. Can they kill him off? He's able to onslaught away.
He's still alive.
He indeed is able to walk out. Snake King, he'll fall very quickly. Now the turn towards Skeeter. Skeeter able to get the blink off. Just after the Lincolns was propped.
TA2000 did use BKB.
I mean, Snake King's out for 80. A little shot on the buyback. We'll see if they want to try and do anything with this quest. They're bringing in the creep wave.
They're trying to, but the illusions...
It's actually being cut pretty hard.
There's just illusions aplenty and creeps aplenty cutting the wave, so they actually just have to back up off of just getting a kill on the Chen.
They were very close there to bringing down Malrine, but indeed, that 5,500 HP will do that. Allow you to walk away from even the more dire of situations.
5,500 HP and raid boss auras just applied onto him there. In this game is absolutely crazy. PSG Quest still looking for an opportunity to jump. I mean, Malik has so much control as this Beastmaster. Double roars, double hexes. See if they can get the execution to kill these tanky cores. It's anyone's game if they do get that good jump on one of these cores. It is a bit difficult because of how tanky they are, but let's see as the Pre-Midas prepping for the 60-minute mark. Skitter wants to be able to guarantee those neutral items. 10 seconds.
Can Quest push for this? 2 minutes left for the Aegis. Tier 2000. With the push, Maori trying to get some sort of stun. Skitter jumps forward, but the Linkers has been popped. They're in with the Roar. Can they focus the CK? The Macropie gets laid down. They're all in on towards Skitter. Skitter getting caught by the Abyssal Blade. He is out.
He's got buy.
He'll have to consider using the buyback here. They will get Malik in return. He'll immediately buy back to keep this fight going. The Shackle Shot latches on towards TA 2000. Of course, he's got that Aegis, even if he goes down the once. But catch him with the power shot. Jump forward from Amar. They take the Spider down the once.
Maori's in.
Onslaught's over towards the backlines, trying to find Amar, but Amar's able to get the heal off back to full HP here on the Spirit Break. He's looking for an angle to get back in on this. Maori's jumped up to the high ground. They're kind of on retreat now here, PSG Quest. Carlos focused down by Crypt the Focus Fire.
There's too many illusions.
Marin, can he catch anything else with the Onslaught? Trying to close it over towards 2000. Amar's in with the jump. They jump straight in. He's able to get the Abyssal Blade down on towards Amar. Noob comes back into the shield craft. They're focusing towards the Doom, but he's falling solo. T2000 gets nuked down by the power shot. Buyback now from Tier 2000. They'll start to boost the travel over here, over towards Noob. He'll actually opt out of that. No, he's in. He's in. He's ready to fight round 2 at Tier 2000. Kind of panicking though, because Noob is in trouble. Skitter and Crypt take him down. Triple kill for Skitter. Omar only just sneaking away at the side of the fight. Tier 2000 still, he's backing off. He can't help Dekalis. Dekalis is caught outside of the base. That's 2 heroes dying back.
What a Doom from Amar. He's about to throw the Doom on the Brood, and then he sees the Beastmaster who just bought back right in front of him. He throws it onto him, and Malik, he's gone. He's so crucial for the fight.
I mean, and now they're going to try and hold 3 versus 5. Falcons, they may have just done it here.
We're not going to get the 60-minute neutrals. We hit the 60 minutes, but they're looking to close it out.
What can they do 3 versus 5?
The illusions.
Omar caught by the silence. He's going to get dragged back by Skitter. Omar's out. He has got the buyback at the ready. Mallory's got the pulverize straight over towards the Pango. Noob, he's gone. They're over towards the Ancient. One final charge for Omar, but GG is called. Falcons will close up this game 3. They'll be moving on, and they knock PSG Quest out of the competition.
This almost felt like some type of grand finals match, honestly. This was pretty incredible. Falcons had the gold lead the entire game, and PSG Quest was still bringing it to him in a lot of these fights. This was really, really cool.
That was a
Tons of commendation to Quest to be able to fight later in the stages with the draft that potentially could have fallen off earlier. Some cool plays, but Falcons, they endure and they tank up with their type of strategy, right? 6,000 HP heroes endure the pressure, and they'll be able to hold on to it. That was quite a game that we got.
Yeah, Quest, they gave them a great fight on the way out here on this one. Falcons just too strong at the end of the day, and indeed, Amar stepping things up once more, closing up this game with beautiful plays, and Skeeter as well, getting an insane amount of farm, ends up with over 900 GPM on the Chaos Knight after this one. Skeeter 9, 5, and 12, 53k net worth as we got to sort of the 61-minute mark with that amount of progress and jumps that he was able to make, sort of, you know, the last few things, and even sort of crit those shackle shots towards the end, coming in, catching PSG Quest out one by one. They really gave it their all, PSG Quest, in this game 3. You absolutely can't take that away from them, but it just wasn't enough, folks. No. Falcons too strong.
Yeah, too strong, and just some really well-executed team fights and stuff like that. I mean, you see them even talking about stuff like that. Man, that actually felt like a lot harder than perhaps it looked like it could have been, since they got that lead so early versus this Broodmother draft. This game delivered everything. This, like I said, it felt like almost like a grand finals match. That was really cool.
Yeah, Team Falcons. You know, something about this team, even in this sort of position where it looked like there might have been a chance for PSG Quest to punch back, they were able to draw it on PSG Quest, but Falcons, they knew how to close this one up eventually after the 60-minute mark. We're heading over to the stage now for a post-game interview with Skeeter.
Thank you very much. I'm joined by Skitter of Falcons as they continue their lower bracket run, and as a result of that, that means that PSG Quest, your region mates, are eliminated. So Noob, if you don't mind, could you please join me up front and pass your key on over? It was a heck of a run, and Skitter, I have to admit, I haven't seen Falcons get pushed to the limit like this in a long time. What was it like playing against Quest in that series?
I think they played actually very good. I want to highlight their carry player, TA2000. I think he played very fucking good, even though he ended up losing. So respect to him. Yeah, I mean, they play extremely good. We played better. There was a lot of sloppiness from us and from them as well. Somehow we got lucky and managed to win, and hopefully we're going to win against Tundra as well.
If I could go through piece by piece, game 2 is kind of when I started to notice the sloppiness really start to set in. It was somewhere around a bottom Roche fight where you guys went in without crit, but they also went in with 4 heroes. And then from then on, the series seemed to be kind of a little reckless from both sides. I don't really see Falcons get nervous or get kind of sloppy. What was going on?
I don't know if we got nervous or what, but we kind of betrayed our fundamentals and our I don't know, we kind of lost ourselves in this series, and hopefully we're gonna regroup and play better.
How are your adrenaline levels right now? How does this rank among stressful series that you've played in your career?
Oh, I'm high from this win. Like the fans are crazy, you know, they're cheering us up. So I'm just very happy to be here.
And then how are you going to calm yourself down for the next few hours, because you're not done with the day yet. You still got to face off against Tundra. I'm
gonna try to meditate a little bit and just, you know, do nothing.
Well, the first thing that you have to do before all of that, though, is get this key crushed as your journey continues. Skitter, congratulations on a minimum of top 4 and $400,000 as we pass it back to the studio.
Wow, that was a fantastic closing game to this series. Congratulations to Falcons for making it through, but boy, what a ride for everyone involved. Do you want to start at the start of the game, Jenkins? Because I kind of feel like...
No, I want to go from the end of the game.
Yeah.
It's just, there's so much to talk about. That was one of the best games of Dota I've watched in a very long time. There was... you know, people messing up. There was extremely clutch plays from both sides. There was that one fight on the mid lane where TA2000 did a Manta dodge on the Windrunner Shackle, and